Headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Degree fall evening. Tonight we have a great matchup for you in the Midwestern Athletic Conference. It is a 2A battle between Mohawk at 5-1, 3-0 in the conference, taking on Beaver Falls, 3-3 overall, and 2-1 in the MAC. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com is brought to you by Melee Chiropractic, MVP Insurance, Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, The Red Zone, Castle Asphalt, Newcastle Transit Authority, Washington Center Physical Therapy, Maduro Bonner Law, Penn Ohio Bottled Water, Health and Motion Physical Therapy, Pontius Insurance, Joseph's Marketplace, Doran Concrete, Gem Builders Incorporated, Works in Progress, BMF Tax and Financial, City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, the Mohawk Teachers Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Eric Thomas with you here tonight along with James Dotson, and this game right here, right now, in the middle of the 2023 high school football season, this is a big one. This is a big one for both sides. You got Mohawk, who has just been on a tear offensively, perfect right now in the MAC. Beaver Falls, obviously, been to the WPIAL Championship. They're one of the favorites in 2A. They're kind of trying to figure things out here at 3-3 overall. They've had a tougher schedule a little bit, but this is a big mid-season contest, and you got Neshannock, who's already beaten Beaver Falls, sort of lurking in the background for Mohawk. Can't think about that right now. They got a really good test in front of them tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Mohawk and Neshannock both coming in with 3-0 records here in conference play. Beaver Falls, Western Beaver both at 2-1. You mentioned, yes, Neshannock has already faced and beaten Beaver Falls in an overtime one-point victory. They've already beaten Western Beaver as well in that same score, 27-26. Mohawk playing Beaver Falls tonight. They have Western Beaver coming up, and, of course, the Week 9 matchup against the Lancers. So this game really important for Mohawk to basically stay where they are at the top when they still have two of the tougher teams, really three of the tough teams, the other three in the top three of the conference still left to go. They've taken care of the bottom dwellers so far in the conference, and in impressive style, I should say, Eric. This is I don't want to say the first true test, but in conference play for sure, definitely the biggest test that Coach McCutcheon's Warriors have faced.
This Beaver Falls team comes in the matchup tonight a little banged up. They're not going to have their starting offensive tackle / nose tackle on defense, Samari McCoy. He is out. They're also shorthanded at the receiver spot. Meach Taylor is out. Their backup quarterback, Caden Brickner, who's seen limited time. It's mostly been the Deshaun Anderson show the entire season. All three of those guys are out tonight. McCoy's going to be out for a little bit, but this is a banged-up team. But you talked to Nick Nardone before the game on the field tonight. He says, look, we feel pretty good. We'd like to have these guys healthy. But this is going to be a good test for us, and we kind of like where we're at right now.
I mean, they lost so many seniors from last year. You look at their roster, though, and you wouldn't think that. There's still a dozen seniors on this year's team for Beaver Falls. Mohawk, very similar. They returned 8 or 9 starters on both sides of the football from last year's team. So I think that's the biggest key right there is, yes, you have experience on both sides of the football. Mohawk, though, has a returner at almost all the skill positions. It hasn't taken long for Beaver Falls and the Killer D's, as we're going to end up calling throughout the course of the night with Deshaun, Talion, and Denari. Those three especially have been absolutely huge this year, and a good chunk of that offensive line back from last year, as you mentioned, but without one of their mainstays and a guy who has started since his freshman year, basically played every single game, that's a big, big part that is going to be missing from the Tigers' offense and defense tonight.
This is a power rushing attack for Beaver Falls. They run the ball very well. Anderson's still trying to feel his way as the starting quarterback. He only attempted one pass last season. In fact, all three players who have seen time at quarterback this season for the Tigers did not attempt or did not complete a pass a season ago. Anderson's the only one that had an attempt a season ago, and that was actually picked off. So he's still trying to feel his way out, but he's got the benefit of a power rushing attack. Look, this Mohawk offense has been lights out. We saw them week 0 when they lost to Union, their only blemish of the season. They were lights out in that game. They were lights out last week against Elwood City. They've been lights out the entire season. And, of course, the guy that runs the whole show for them, Jay Rona, the starting quarterback, you saw them last week against Elwood City, and something you and I had talked about during the week, all the attention goes to Bobby Fadden, all the attention goes to Dante Retort, and then here comes a guy like Blake Logan who has the game of his career last week.
Yeah, he had 8 receptions on the season coming into the game. All he did was put up 8 receptions in the game against Elwood alone, including got to be one of the most improbable touchdowns we've ever witnessed at the end of the first half. But in talking to Coach McCutcheon and to his staff, That play specifically, if you didn't see it, basically last play of the half, they were going to spike it, realized they didn't have enough time. Players get into a different position quickly to get the snap. The snap's bad. Rona goes crazy running all around to be able to keep the play alive, throws it up for grabs, and Logan makes the catch. But they credited that all to the fact of the smartness of the players to be able to know where to go, know that the play's still going on, and how to basically run essentially a Peter drill like an extra point, though just on a regular play from the field. So that just intelligence, and again, when you have 8 or 9 returning starters from last year, just so much camaraderie between them, not only on the field but also off the field and in the backyard games that they've had since they're kids, and it's paid off to one of the best Mohawk seasons that they've seen, the best start to a Mohawk season since all the way back in 2005.
In the Trib HSSN Class 2A rankings, Beaver Falls not in there right now. They're, of course, figuring to be in the mix, you would think anyway, at the end of the season. Mohawk this week checked in at number 5 at 5-1. Washington still in that top spot along with Steel Valley. Neshannock, who has had a fantastic season, and if form holds, what a game that'll be week 9. Long way away from that, but obviously that's starting to creep in the back of everybody's mind. Then you have Amani Christian and then Mohawk rounding out the top 5.
One thing more to say about Mohawk, too. You talked about what an incredible season Jay Rona has had. Yes, he leads the WPIAL with 24 touchdowns passing on the year. Believe it or not, that is already a single-season record for Mohawk for total touchdowns by any player, passing, rushing, receiving, any combination. He's already broken that. Bobby Fadden, now 11 receiving touchdowns. That is also a single-season record. Breaks the record that was held actually by Coach McCutcheon's son, Nate, from about 7 or 8 years ago. So record-shattering, especially if this pace even partially keeps up over the second half of the season. But kind of like we alluded to, you still have Beaver Falls tonight, Western Beaver, and Neshannock, the other top teams in this MAC conference. This is a true test, and it's going to be nothing but test the rest of the way for the Warriors. And when you talk to Coach Kutch, it's exactly the way he likes it.
Big test here for Mohawk. It's not been easy against this Beaver Falls team. This is the 20th meeting all-time. Beaver Falls is 18-1 in those matchups. First time they've met all the way back in 1998. The last time that Mohawk won, the only time they won, 31-28. That was a night where they snapped a Beaver Falls 14 win streak in the series in 2000, and they won that game by 3. You have it in front of us here, close game, 2 overtimes, 2005. The rest have not been. Yeah. This is a benchmark game for them tonight.
And again, I was alluding to that 2005 season, the last time that Mohawk were the MAC champions before their magical run back in 2018. But that was the only regular season loss, was that double overtime loss to Beaver Falls back there in 2005. And so again, close games. Mohawk has been unable to get all of them necessarily throughout the course of their careers. However, again, a big one tonight that they can take care of. And it is, as you can see, pink out night, as they've been having both Beaver Falls and Mohawk players, band members, cheerleaders walking out with fellow survivors, fellow fighters. Really cool gesture here. They're going to be releasing balloons throughout the course of the game, either during pregame or halftime as well, with words of wisdom. Just fun. It's October. It's pink out night. You got the pink M in the middle of the field, the pink balloons, and, of course, the pink Mohawk Warriors in the end zone, hoping the red and pink tonight for Mohawk coming home with a home victory. That's their hope here in Bessemer.
That pink's going to pop against what is a absolutely gorgeous night here weather-wise.
Yes.
Mid-60s right now. It is breezy up top here, but this open field, the wind will probably kick up a little bit as the game goes on, but what a setting for what should be a really good matchup here tonight in WPIAL Class 2A action. This is the Washington Center Physical Therapy pregame show. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you have a choice in where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy, centrally located in downtown Newcastle. Let Norm Gabriel and the staff at Washington Center Physical Therapy get you back on your feet. Visit Washington Center, that's CENTREPT.com to schedule your appointment. You're watching live coverage of high school football here on the Lawrence County Sports Network.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Welcome back here to Mohawk High School as we get you set for tonight's clash between the Warriors and Beaver Falls, as the Mohawk band getting set to come out and entertain us here pregame-wise. One of the things that we're going to keep an eye on here tonight in this game is the rushing attack for Beaver Falls. They are really good. They're racking up the numbers right and left. They can throw a lot of different guys at you. The depth up front for Mohawk is going to be a question tonight. Are they going to be able to hang in there playing a lot of guys both ways against what is probably going to be one of the most physical rushing attacks that they're going to see all season?
Oh, absolutely the most physical I think that they've seen all year, and that's exactly what they've signed up for. I think it was kind of a wake-up call a few weeks ago back here against Laurel, a young but big line for the Spartans, and they pushed Mohawk around in that first half, and it was kind of taken as a challenge by the Warriors there during the end of the first half into halftime, challenged by the team to really step it up, and they certainly did in the second half with their own ground game. Justin Boston, we're talking about all these receivers. Look at Justin Boston, 200 total yards in that game. And I think that's going to be the key, too, is, yes, Jay Rona's going to get things done. He's going to throw a couple touchdowns. He's probably going to be over 200 yards. Can they get the balance and continue the balance that they've shown the last couple of weeks with Boston and Sam List in the backfield? That's the key, not just for tonight, but for the entire year, really, for this Mohawk team.
You're looking at Mohawk this season, and, of course, we know about also the weapons that they have at kicking, but in most of these games they've played this season, their defense is starting to put up some pretty good numbers, too. You compare it to last year, 41 tackles for loss. They had 11 sacks last year already. They got 12 this season, 6 interceptions. They have 20 tackles for loss as a team. So they've been tested, and, you had mentioned that they, haven't faced the powerful teams in the conference yet, but they're starting to put together some pretty good momentum on their own here with their defense right now.
Yeah, they really have, and we'll talk about the Chapman boys, Alex and Jackson, as a big part of that. But first, let's pause, as it looks like the elementary band or middle school band out there with the Mohawk marching band for our national anthem.
Excellent job by the Mohawk Marching Band, and as James mentioned in our first segment, you see the pink M out there and the ribbons painted at the 25 on each side. The end zones decked out in pink tonight as well Let's get back to that Mohawk defense, though, because they are really starting to put together a pretty good season in their own right.
Yeah, Jackson Chapman, Alex Chapman, 3 sacks each. They each have a fumble recovery, an incredible play. Justin Boston, we just talked about him on the offense. He had a diving interception that kept that game scoreless last week against Elwood City, a diving interception at the goal line. I mean, I think you, too. You look at Joey Nail, a guy who is not getting a lot of looks offensively because, again, there's 3 receivers ahead of him. He's got 3 picks on defense. He's just a ball magnet out there, and only a sophomore. He's been a fun one to watch. And we talked about the records being broken. I mean, start with A.J. Verdi. How about that? 25 tackles. 25 tackles in one game in the game against Union. This is going to be by far the most athletic and most a well-rounded team that Mohawk has faced since that Week 0 game, the shootout that we had a chance to see there at Sox Russo Stadium. What a fun one that was to kick off the year. If we get half that game tonight, Eric, we're going to be having a blast up here.
Yeah, we really are. That was a classic for sure. Beaver Falls, the head coach Nick Nardone, he is in his 7th season, 52-38 overall. He's 33-10 in conference play, though, since he took over for Ryan Matzuk in the summer of 2017, former quarterback at Elwood City, and actually went to college, tore his ACL twice, and he came back and started playing linebacker in his college days, and he said that's really how he focused on becoming a more defensive-minded head coach. So they've got some pretty good thunder on their defense in their own right. Their linebacking core is pretty good. They'll be shorthanded up front without Samari McCoy, but these 2 matchups tonight, both sides of the ball, there's just so much intrigue around this game, and you also wonder, too, if it's a game that comes down to, let's say, if a team has the ball last. Obviously, Mohawk's got the guy with the arm that can do it, and he's been doing it for 2 seasons, a little bit more experience in that regard. Just so many different variables with this game here tonight, and we'll see how it all plays out. There should be some excellent theater here tonight as well. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll set the rest of the lineups for you and go over some of our keys to the game. You're watching the Washington Center Physical Therapy pregame show, and your doctor orders physical therapy. Tell them you have a choice in where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy, centrally located in downtown Newcastle. More after this. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, my doctor wanted me to go to his physical therapy, which was out of town, and I chose Washington Center Physical Therapy.
The availability is absolutely amazing. When we call to get an athlete in, we get them in the exact same day.
I see many patients preoperatively for orthopedic surgeries. Those patients who use Washington Center have the best outcomes.
The bottom line is Washington Center Physical Therapy is your best choice for physical therapy.
Call us at Washington Center Physical Therapy, serving the community for over 20 years.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone. When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenopal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Congratulations to our first LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Elwood City Boys Cross Country Team as a September LCAP Team of the Month. Congratulations to Coach Nathan Brown and the Elwood City Cross Country Team as our inaugural LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Sophia Cavelli of Neshannock Golf as the September LGKG Female Athlete of the Month. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Jay Rona of Mohawk Football and Golf as September's LGKG Male Athlete of the Month. Congratulations and best of luck to Sophia Cavelli and Jay Rona, your LGKG Athletes of the Month. Glad to be able to have those new awards coming to you every month. Voting for the October Team of the Month and the Athletes of the Month will begin around October 20th. We'll take nominations all the way through Halloween, and then our crew of 10 members, just like we did last time, will go and pick our victors for the LGKG Male and Female Athlete of the Month and the LCAP Team of the Month. Again, congratulations to Elwood City Cross Country. We'll see them tomorrow, actually. We'll have a cross country meet first thing in the morning, the Tri-County meet, 9 a.m. You can check that out here at lcsportsnet.com. Sophia Cavelli, the WPIAL champion, first one bringing gold back to Lawrence County this year. Congratulations to her and best of luck in the States. And, of course, Jay Rona, how can you not, when you not only have broken records left and right here this season at Mohawk for football, but Eric, he also qualified for the final round of the WPIAL Championships on the links. So just incredible four-sport athlete is what Jay Rona has been, and doing it so successfully and in all those avenues with what he's done.
Yeah, I think what did he shoot last year at Oakmont, an 82 in the PIAA Championships, or was that WPIAL Championships that he did there?
Yeah,
I mean, that's remarkable. You got pro golfers, you go there for the U.S. Open that don't shoot 82 at that course, so that's a remarkable feat. He's just a special athlete. I mean, he is so much fun to watch with the football in his hands. I can't wait to see him in other sports, being new to the area here this season with you guys. But to me, it just you're never out of the game when you have him. And that is the thing that makes him so much fun to watch. Now, you don't know where he's going to throw it. You don't know if he's going to scramble out of the pocket. He's kind of got a little bit of a Favre thing to him in terms of like the gunslinger mentality, and that makes him a lot of fun, and you can certainly tell that these guys really enjoy playing with him on the field, too.
And even crazier, too, you talk about him scrambling out of the pocket. He hasn't had to do that a whole heck of a lot, but when he needs to, he can, and, using that athleticism. But, yeah, you have a kid who's a 1,000-point scorer already through his junior year, 3-year starter at shortstop and second base on the baseball team, batting second or third, I believe, his entire career as well. And, of course, what we've seen these past 2 years as starting quarterback and on the links has been a lot of fun. A name that we're going to be remembering for years to come, especially if they can win a couple of these big games down the stretch. While we're at it, why don't we go right into the rest of the Mohawk starting lineup? Your starting lineups tonight are brought to you by Dorn Concrete, laying the foundation for your team. Don't just let anybody lay down the foundation for your home or business. Make sure you visit dornconcrete.com for your free estimate today. You'll see Justin Boston and Sam List in the backfield. A.J. Verdi, kind of a nice little wrinkle, fullback, H-back out there, another senior. Dante Retort, Bobby Fadden, Blake Logan, the 3 receivers. You'll also see Joey Nail out there in 4 receiver sets. And your offensive line left to right, Alex Chapman, Scooter McPherson, Jack Mays, Dylan Sumney, and Brian Birchfield. That's 4 seniors and a sophomore out there on a veteran offensive line.
Yeah, and they have played pretty well. We saw them play pretty well against Union in the first game. I thought last week in going back and watching the game with Elwood City, what really struck me in that game was early when they kind of struggled to start that game, and then the offense sort of settled in, but they settled in really behind the offensive line, and they sort of took charge of that game. They gave Rona the time to throw the ball, especially when his top target wasn't available a lot last week. So I really think that offensive line that they have now settled in on up front for Mohawk has been a big reason why this team's off to the start they are.
Beaver Falls making their way on the field, waiting for Mohawk to make their way through the tunnel as well. Let's take a look at their starting defense. We didn't see an official call yet for who will be getting the opening kickoff. You mentioned Samari McCoy is out, the senior 270-pound defensive tackle. You'll see Malachi West, Damian Lee, and Damian Sims as the defensive linemen. Detalian Buford, Michael Blackshear, and Brix Rawl, the linebackers. Jay-Sean McKelvey, Denari Harris, Braden Mulroy, and Deshaun Anderson are the defensive backs. And that's one other one, too. You got a kid who was a wide receiver wearing number 5 all year in Damian Sims, who's now wearing number 60, maybe a little bit out of necessity, moving to the line, but that's a tough kid at 5'5", 185. And how about this? Similar numbers, 5'7", 205 for Big Brix Rawl, and he is a brick house to bring down when he gets the carries, and the leader as the linebacker defensively. Those are the names that I think you're going to be having to watch out for most, or in the white, orange, and black defensively.
And they're trying to find out if they have some depth at a couple of positions. They've been tested in recent weeks. Don't have your backup quarterback. Don't have one of your top receivers in Meach Taylor out there. You mentioned the McCoy situation. Not going to be a season-ending thing, but they're really not sure when they're going to get him back. They just need him to get some rest. It's you start dealing with those lower body injuries for bigger players, linemen, and they can't get their footing right, or they put too much pressure on some of those foot and ankles. Those things can linger, and they can be a big problem, especially, when you're at the 2A level. These are two teams that are very stacked in terms of roster size for 2A football, but you don't have another guy on your team that can replace a 4-year starter in McCoy, a guy that's been there for championship games, taking you to that next level. You don't have anybody that can really replace that, and that, I think, becomes more of a factor than just having the body out there. He's a leader on this team. They look to him on both sides of the football, and not having him there when these games start to get bigger and mean a little bit more as the season goes on, that might end up being a problem for this team.
Yeah, that's a good point. He started every game since his freshman year, and that's a 3-year starter who's been to 3 WPIAL championship games, won one of them and runner-ups in the other 2. So, you can't get much more experience than what you have in terms of, again, a big man leading the way in the trenches. And the trenches almost always, Eric, end up being one of, if not the deciding factor in a high school football game.
Yeah, they certainly do. Captains tonight, Alex Chapman, Brian Birchfield, Dante Retord, and A.J. Verdi for Mohawk. It's Damian Lee, Brooks Rawl, Deshaun Anderson, and Dominio Sims for Beaver Falls. And, of course, Falls will be in the road whites tonight, looking sharp. These uniforms going to stand out, pop out to you tonight. They're big contrast in the colors here tonight. Always makes for good visuals when you're watching these games.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, certainly do. And let's see what we got under the hood here. This is going to be a good matchup tonight. And this is, really, if you think about it, kind of becomes a playoff game. These two teams may see each other down the line somewhere in the playoffs again, but it really becomes a playoff game, and that's kind of how the mentality has to be for all these teams the rest of the way. We're past the halfway point now.
Well, how about that for the mentality? Beaver Falls says we want the football, so it will be the Beaver Falls offense that we will see first. We'll talk about their door and concrete starters in a moment, but real quick, Eric, let's take a look at your keys to the game. They're presented by Works in Progress Paint Services. Call Joe Wright at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project. And, of course, you can blame me for that. You're not going to blame our producer. We saw last week's keys to the game up there. So we thank Works in Progress there. But for Mohawk, shipping up to Boston was definitely a big part of it last week for sure, of getting Justin Boston involved. I think, again, it goes with the first and main key has to be, though, J. Rona, because he is going to be what makes or breaks this team, and doing what he did last week, especially going through the progressions and finding that open guy down the field, and if they do take out a Bobby Fadden, like Elwood City last week, the next guy who's going to be there. And Eric, I know you're going to talk about that defense, the bend, don't break defense that has been stellar from Mohawk so far through conference play.
Yeah, it really has been, and they're starting to put numbers together, and that's going to be a big factor in how this one plays out here tonight. So Mohawk will kick it away, and Beaver Falls will be on offense first here tonight. Under the lights, sun starts to set. Temperature cools off a little bit. This one, hopefully, is a red-hot matchup here tonight in the 2A MAC Conference, as the touchback will go, and Beaver Falls will take over 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line.
So Deshaun Anderson is the starting quarterback. You mentioned the rushing game, but he also has over 700 yards passing on the year, does Anderson. Detallion Buford and Bricks Rawl you'll see in the backfield. The wide receivers, Denari Harris and Michael Blackshear. The offensive line, Tarek Milliner, Malachi West, Jacob Jessamine, Demonio Sims, and Damian Lee. And another one of those 2 tight ends you'll see, Meech Taylor, he's not in the lineup tonight. You'll see a bit more of number 9, Christian Dawkins, as a result on the offense for Beaver Falls.
Deshaun Anderson came into the season one of 3 quarterbacks. Caden Brickner was the backup cousin to their quarterback a season ago, but he has taken the reins and pretty much run with it, more so in recent weeks because of injuries. He'll start in the shotgun here on 1st and 10. Anderson will hand it off. This is Rawls trying to get to the outside, and the Mohawk defense is all over it to start things here.
Yeah, good start there for the Mohawk defense especially. And, that was going to be key early. These early downs, making sure that they are staying even or behind up the sticks like they did on that. No gain on 1st down.
And those ends, Jackson Chapman particularly has played very strongly in recent weeks. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers, 30 seconds into this first quarter. Glad to have you along here tonight on what should be a really eventful Friday night. Anderson will fling it near side. Catch is made, and up to the, they're going to say incomplete, couldn't hang on to it. His intended receiver, Michael Blackshear, couldn't corral that one, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that was one of the freshmen, Cash Stratton. He's going to be our newbie of the game, brought to you by Health and Motion Physical Therapy. Their newbie stimulator technology gets you back on the field faster. And, again, just a freshman getting the job done. With all these seniors we talk about, tough to make sure you talk about what a great player he has been this year, a great addition to the Coach McCutcheon squad.
Beaver Falls does bring in Dawkins for this 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10. Anderson will keep, fling it, throws, and that pass is incomplete on his own sideline. And to start things, Beaver Falls will go 3 and out.
Yeah, how about that? A timing run on the outside, and I think just a little bit too antsy there rolling out was Anderson, and before the receiver came out of his break, he had to make the throw. So a 3 and out, Mohawk defense getting the job done first.
Bobby Fadden and Dante Retort standing right near midfield. This has been a slight problem for Beaver Falls. They've worked on kicking of late, but some of the punts and the exchange, that one is clean, haven't been great this season. As Retort runs up, he gets popped right over the 50-yard line by Anderson, who's the first man down the field. Retort gets up, and, man, he got rocked, and we'll see the Mohawk offense take over here with 11:02 to go in the first quarter.
Eric, let's say that again. That's the Beaver Falls quarterback who made that hit, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it in the pregame, but when he runs the football, he runs like that too, where he is just basically a human wrecking ball, not afraid with just, 155-pound frame to lower the shoulder on offense. So guess what? He's not afraid to do it on special teams either. Wow.
That was a thunderous hit. And Mohawk will start things here. Logan is at the bottom of your screen. He had the big game last week against Elwood City. First snap of the night for the Warriors. See if they can keep their red-hot offense going. Rona will hand it off to Boston. Big room left side. Boston tripped up. That door slammed shut pretty quick as he gets to the 45.
Blackshear making the tackle. Good thing he did if you're a Beaver Falls fan, because there was loads of room, and I mean tons of room on that left side. Just a 2-yard gain on first down for Justin Boston.
But good also to try to get him going early on,
yes.
You would think.
Oh, absolutely.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Warriors offense.
But again, just take a look how big this is, though, already. You're starting this drive in plus territory after Beaver Falls elects to receive and goes 3 and out. You get the field position. I mean, that's the beauty of having a kicker like Wilkins, too.
2nd down. Boston again. Room up the middle. Boston down around the 41. And dropped there by Blackshear. That'll bring up a 3rd and manageable here as we tick down to about 10 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So, again, are you surprised that you're seeing with Jay Rona, who threw 38 times last week, they go straight to a pair of running plays right up the middle?
No, get the offensive line established, get the running game established. We think that they're going to need to run the football pretty effectively here. It doesn't have to be 150 yards, but it has to be a really solid 20 to 25 carries possibly to soften up this Beaver Falls defensive front. Already without their top lineman in McCoy, as you heard us talk about during the pregame show tonight. Rona 3rd down, little delay. Boston, room to the outside. Boston still working, and he gets inside the 35, down to the 33, and a first down for Mohawk with 9:29 to go in the first quarter.
A little wrinkle, the halfback draw on 3rd down and short. And how about that? You talked about missing their biggest defensive lineman. They actually went no-down lineman, everybody in an upright position. And I'm not sure if that was a check with me or if Rona got that call from the sideline, but a beautiful call early to move the chains. It's a 13-yard pickup.
Ball officially at the 33-yard line. First down of the night for either side. Beaver Falls, we joined us late, went 3 and out on its opening possession. Rona to throw it on first, out of the backfield. That one is incomplete, looking for Boston. Italian Buford with the coverage for Beaver Falls.
Yeah, Buford, the linebacker, covering him right out of the backfield. And that's something that, again, Rona is so good at seeing the progressions. If the receivers aren't open down the field, he'll jump it off to the 3rd option or the 4th option. He had a great game last week at Boston, making 3 or 4 catches out of the backfield a week ago. This time, though, maybe something they saw on tape, because Buford was not letting Justin Boston out of his sights.
2nd and 10 for this Warriors offense. Fadden slot, bottom of your screen. Logan is the wide man there. They'll ship Verdi over into a wing, left side. Hand off Boston, another carry, and he is hammered at the line of scrimmage right away by Damian Lee. Got right through his blocker and into Boston's face immediately.
Yeah, forward progress gives them no gain, right back to the original line. The draw on that third down, actually, you saw also on that play, Damian Lee got through, Eric, but Boston had enough avenue to be able to skirt to the outside. This time, just way too quick from the 6 foot, 285-pound senior nose guard.
3rd and 10 for Mohawk, 8:23 to go in the first quarter. Probably need about 15 or so to feel safe with Wilkins if you want to attempt anything. Rona looks, going to air it out down the field, looking for Nail, and he's going to find double coverage, and that pass will fall incomplete and bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that one into double coverage, as you mentioned, is going to be a tough one to work, but good. And what's interesting, though, again, that's a Italian Buford, the linebacker. He's not your typical linebacker going against a wide receiver. He's physical. He can go right with him and be able to make that hit. Now, here's the question, because this would be about a 48-yard field goal. We've seen Wilkins make it. There's not much wind right now, so it would be with the Mohawk kicking staff. If they had gotten 5 or 6 yards, I think they may have considered going for the kick, but early on, they're going to play it safe and punt it away, it looks like.
Wilkins does have a long of 37 this season, only 3 attempts. High snap. Logan, that took a long time to develop, but he gets it away, and that's going to sail into the end zone for the touchback. And Beaver Falls will start its second possession on its own 20 again.
And with that, that's why it's a little bit rough, because that's only a net 13, unable to pin him deep there on the Logan punt. But it will be now the second possession coming up for Beaver Falls. Want to have a moment. Want to remind you, coming up at the half, we'll have our LGKG halftime show. Let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Second series for the Tigers here with 8:05 to go. No score. Each team has punted it away. And we'll see Italian Buford in the backfield with Anderson for the first time tonight. All things considered, though, if you can put Beaver Falls on their own 20, no returns, that's a win as Buford finds a little room on the right side, and we'll get to the 25 for a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, but you know that both these teams could score on any given play at any given time. So, I mean, yes, making them go the length of the field, important, but at the same time, you know that they have home run hitters aplenty, both in the red and black and in the orange and white tonight.
2nd and 5 for this Tigers offense.
But that's got to feel good right there. You got positive yardage. That's their first positive yardage play.
Yes, it is, as they hand it off to Buford again. Room right side. Buford, little cutback, first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line of Mohawk.
Yeah, 12-yard pickup for Buford there for the first Tiger first down of the game. And we saw Boston with a beautiful cut on his third down run. A great little jump cut there to cut inside and get inside of Retort to pick up a few extra yardage and move the chains.
First down tonight for Beaver Falls. 7:15 to go in the opening quarter. Gary Pugh and Cash Stratton lined up one-on-one, bottom of your screen. Anderson hands it off. Why not? Buford again, trying to pick his way through the middle this time, and he is met right near the 38-yard line. A 2-yard gain that time on first down.
You mentioned
bring up 2nd and 8.
You mentioned Gary Pugh there, Eric. He missed last week. Well, basically it was a game-time decision this week whether we were going to see number 1 out there. He had a rushing touchdown. He's one of 3 players that have taken snaps at the quarterback position. He played a good number of plays at quarterback when he played for New Brighton before transferring here to Beaver Falls during his senior season.
A lot of trust in your freshman Stratton if you're Mike Burkett and your defense for Mohawk. He is one of the home run hitters on this team as Anderson takes the snap, looks, going to air it out, looking for Pugh this time down the field. He has a step and a nice job by Stratton to play it from behind, reach over, no contact, and knock that away.
I'm sorry, what'd you say about a lot of trust putting a freshman against a talented receiver like Gary Pugh? I think that he proved himself right there, and that's why he's out there, big number 31 there as a freshman. We've seen him carry the ball a bit on offense as well when needed, but he is a force to be reckoned with. Cash money is Cash Stratton on that one.
And just an excellent job from playing from behind, too, to not draw the flag.
No kidding.
As well. That was beautifully covered.
Yeah, using the right hand, the correct hand. Think of a basketball defender using that outside hand to take away the passing lane. That's what he did perfectly there against the aerial pass.
Another third down for this Beaver Falls offense. Anderson rolling out, looking near side, fires, passes incomplete. Coverage there by Retort. trying to feed that one into Denari Harrison. It's going to be another punt for Beaver Falls.
Yeah, pass just a little bit behind Harris, just enough that he had to make the adjustment. It went through his hands. If he had been able to snag it, he had retort ready to hit him right at the first down marker as well. It would have been close. But, again, pretty good coverage and the pressure. I didn't see who it was coming in from the linebacker position. I think it was Verdi that really made that throw come a little bit quickly, too.
Fadden and retort back deep to receive the punt. So this Mohawk defense has, after that initial first down on that opening couple of plays, they will have to scramble out of this as the pressure was coming right up the middle, and that's going to be a first down for Beaver Falls.
Oh, my goodness. And you get a Castle conversion on a fourth down. Not a true fake punt, but it kind of worked out that way. Saw the pressure.
McKelvey. Yeah, Zashawn McKelvey, the punter for Beaver Falls, picks it up. Jackson Chapman had the pressure, and he was right there to block that. And wisely, McKelvey, knowing he had the speed, pulled it down and got the first down. So Beaver Falls will keep it alive with 6:09 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, he ended up needing 6, and he barely got there. It was, I believe, retort coming up all the way from his return man position. Tripped him up, but it was just a half-second late. Moving the chains, unorthodox way, but now it's going to be the 7th play of the drive for Beaver Falls.
Blackshear and Fadden, bottom of your screen. Top of your screen, it's that matchup we already talked about as Anderson will keep it, and he will skirt his way across midfield to the 49 of Mohawk with 6:01 to go in the opening quarter.
I don't know what's more interesting, the fact you have a quarterback wearing number 25 or the fact that's the first time that Deshaun Anderson has carried the football here tonight for Beaver Falls. Came into tonight's game as one of the leading rushers on the team. 52 rushing attempts for 342 yards and 7 scores on the ground to go with the 5 scores through the air.
It's interesting that the corners for Mohawk are also traveling with their guide, too. They're not playing just a spot. So, again, Stratton and Fadden are still matched up on their 2 offensive assignments as Buford's going to carry again. Good run by Buford to the 45, 4-yard gain that time. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 for this Beaver Falls offense as the clock winds under 5.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Retort and Verdi holding on to drag him down, but the big difference between that run and what we saw earlier in this game is Buford falling forward and gaining 2 or 3 extra yards after the contact being a big reason. And it's a big 3rd and 3 here, maybe 4-down territory too, the way this game is going. 5 minutes remaining in the first.
Rawls and Buford are both in the backfield this time for Anderson on 3rd and 3. Beaver Falls finding a little momentum here in this drive. Handoff Buford, sidestep the defender, and he's going to get dragged down in what is a big gain save. Tackle made by McPherson, but not before Buford's going to have the first down.
So a 3rd down conversion after that 4th down conversion. 10th play of the drive upcoming, and we talked about a couple players who were out tonight. Seen Bricks Rawl in a bit of a different role, usually kind of a change of pace, a Brickhouse as a kind of fullback running the football. He's playing kind of an H-back tight end role tonight. He's the lead blocker that really sprung enough room, needed 3 and got 3 for the first down was Buford.
1st and 10 from the Mohawk 42, 4:20 to go, first quarter. Buford again. Went right initially, cut back middle, and Wagner and Boston are there to clean him up. But another good, solid gain on first down for this Beaver Falls offense.
Yeah, give him a gain of 4. So that's now the 10th play of the drive. Of those 10 plays, 6 of them have been Buford runs. Believe it or not, these two teams, the way that they can throw the ball, combined 0 for 4 through the air.
And you're seeing more of a ball control offense, too, from Beaver Falls, which – if you looked at this game on paper, would probably think that Mohawk should be the one doing that, but it's been Beaver Falls that's lined up behind their line and gone power run here a lot.
11th play of the drive right here.
Anderson to pass here on 2nd down, going to air it out far side, looking for Pugh. Had to try to come back for the ball, draws the contact on Stratton, and that'll be a first down for Beaver Falls on the pass interference.
Now, if there was contact, there wasn't much of one, but the official down there much closer. Maybe he saw a jersey on the back. Pugh doing the right thing, though. You find the ball, you try to make your way back to it. Stratton didn't get his head around quickly enough. Let's introduce our men in stripes, by the way, tonight. Your referee is John Ludwig, umpire Scott Travis. Head linesman is Jed Robbins. The line judge, out is Andy Podbielski. Side judge Steve Nacaster, and the field judge Dave Solman.
Good crew working here tonight, and they did a nice job pregame with the coin toss and explaining the rules to everybody, and a lot of sportsmanship exchanged by both sides during that.
A local crew. I believe this is a mixed Lawrence and Beaver County crew.
3:33 to go. Anderson under center this time on 1st and 10, Mohawk 23-yard line. They go a little trap with Rawl. Found some space inside the 20, and he's down to the 17-yard line.
Rawl now his 50th rush of the year, and it is like tackling a big brick. What an appropriate name. Bricks with 2 X's, by the way, too. Just one of your names that would be making the all WPIAL name team. And the brick house falls forward for a 5-yard gain. Again, another wrinkle going under center.
Yeah, under center again, and Rawl the only back this time. They line up in that power set. They'll go end around. Blackshear trying to hit the corner. The Mohawk defense strings it out, but Blackshear gets to the corner and gets the first down for Beaver Falls with 2:54 to go in the opening quarter.
Well, you know what? It was strung out well. Blackshear gave a little stutter step, and that was just enough to keep the defender on the end. He kind of stepped inside, and that allowed an extra step for the lead blocker in Sims to get outside leverage enough to move the chains. Wow. 5 first downs on this drive that has now taken over 6 minutes now off the clock.
And they've done it mostly on the ground here. This has been a very impressive start to this second drive here by the Tigers, as Rawls going to pound his way down inside the 10 to the 5, a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down and about 4. They go hurry up with 2:40 to go. They run end around. They fake the end around this time. Rawl goes up the middle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run by Bricks Rawl, and with 2:32 to go in the opening quarter, Beaver Falls, an impressive drive, mostly on the ground, and they draw first blood here at 6-0.
12 of the 14 plays on the drive coming via the run, and the touchdown run from 5 yards out from Bricks Rawl. That is his 3rd of the season, putting Beaver Falls on the board first.
This has been an adventure here. Nate Toney kicks for Beaver Falls, and again, they've worked on this more so in recent weeks, trying to shore up this kicking spot, and Toney's point after is going to fall short of the crossbar. So it's going to stay 6-0 with 2:32 to go in the opening quarter. Beaver Falls jumps on top. They lead it here by a touchdown. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
See how Mohawk responds to the Bricks Raw 5-yard touchdown run. 2:32 to go in the first quarter. Warriors will get the ball for the second time. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you here tonight at Mohawk High School. Gorgeous night, and
it's coming back. They're offsides on the kick. So that drive summary brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace, by the way. 14 plays, 80 yards, aided by a fake, not fake punt, just a heads-up play, really, by the punter in McKelvey to realize he was not going to get the punt off, runs for a first down, extends it. A 14-play drive also aided with a pass interference, but 12 of the 14 plays coming on the ground. Impressive stuff. The Tigers scoring first, 6-0 on the Bricks Raw 5-yard run.
See if Mohawk can take advantage of the little pushback here on the kick. Tony will kick it away for the Tigers. Retort and Fadden are the deep men. It's going to be a little short kick that's going to one hop. And let's see if Fadden gets up to the 40. They'll give him the 40. That's where Rona and company will start. 1st and 10 with 2:27 to go here in the first quarter.
Oh, can you tell Bobby Fadden's also a three-sport athlete who plays middle infield. Played that one nicely, just like a second baseman should, to field what could have been a very dangerous-looking ground ball on the kick. But special teams was another one of those keys to the game that we didn't get a chance to talk about. You have the great kicker that's going to give you a lot of touchbacks from Mohawk, maybe make some field goals. The kicking game, as you kind of alluded to, been some struggles, and you've seen so far. Mohawk has started with great field position. Couldn't capitalize on their first drive. What can they do here?
See if Rona starts getting into a bit of a rhythm throwing the football for this Warriors team as they hand it off to Boston on first down. And he is going to go left side. Blackshear hit first.
Well, you can tell both these teams definitely seeing something they want to try to exploit in the ground game because both are going run heavy early, even though they both can and like to throw the football.
It's Mohawk maybe thinking without Samari McCoy in there, but there's still a lot of beef up front for this Beaver Falls defensive front. Fadden, top of your screen, it's Logan bottom. Rona shotgun on 2nd and 7, trying to get his offense going, trailing by 6. Verdi in motion. Boston again, another carry. Boston fighting for the tough yards, gets to midfield and a first down for Mohawk with 1:38 to go in the first.
Good, powerful running from Justin Boston coming in on the year of the senior. 463 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he gets done just doing a little bit of everything. And I'll give a shout-out to Lightning Leighton Wagner coming off the field. He was some extra beef on that last play. In his spare time, he likes to race sprint cars. He's been doing it since he was 12, and he's making his way up the professional ranks as it looks like Beaver Falls is going to call a timeout. Rona had something he liked on the near sideline. I think Beaver Falls may have only had 10 on the field there, Eric.
Bunch set with Fadden, Chapman, and Verdi at the bottom. And Nick Nardone wisely calling a timeout.
That's your Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take the timeout and save money on your insurance with a local agent at Pontius Insurance. Make sure you visit them online, pontiusinsurance.com. Remember, coming up after the game, we will announce our MVP of the game. It's brought to you by MVP Insurance. Get in the game at MVP Insurance with home, auto, term life, and liability insurance, and much more. MVPINS.com. Visit them online for your free consultation and to sign up today.
Beaver Falls tonight with the win would become the 21st program in Pennsylvania high school football history to win 700.
That's right. We didn't get a chance to talk about that during our Washington Center Physical Therapy pregame show, did we? This is a potential momentous evening if Beaver Falls is able to get this victory. But, again, you have Mohawk trying to play spoiler at home, doing something that they've only done once ever in trying to defeat Beaver Falls. 1-18 all time are the Warriors against the Tigers.
Top 5 in the state: Mount Carmel, Easton, Berwick, Steel High, and Aliquippa. Aliquippa leads all the WPIAL teams, but there are several with over 700 coming into play tonight. We get a flag down on the far side, now one from the back judge as Boston scampers for a couple, and this one looks like it's going to come back.
Yeah, I have a feeling when you get two different flags, one from the side judge and one from the umpire, you're going to be getting holding to back up Mohawk. And we talked about how important it was on the Beaver Falls possession, obviously the same way on Mohawk. You can't be going behind the sticks against any team, especially a defense like Beaver Falls has, because Beaver Falls, again, in their losses on the year, they're allowing points of about 28 per game. In their victories, they've kept the teams under 20. And that's a big part of it. This defense kind of gets overlooked with all the playmakers on offense. I think that's a big part of it is what their defense has done this season.
There's the bunch set again. Rona, quick throw near side. Fadden's got room. Fadden, 45-50. And back near and into Beaver Falls territory. Got back to the original line of scrimmage plus about a yard on a good-looking play. And that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, good-looking play, but as you take a look at our LCAP instant replay, big number 25 coming through there, nearly picked it off on the quick pass. He knew it was coming, was Deshaun Anderson. Nearly made it a big, nice play for the defense.
Clock ticking down to 25 seconds. Mohawk will have to run a play to close out the first quarter. There's about a 6-second differential between the play clock and game clock. Rona, quick throw, far side, little slip screen, retort to the outside. We got a flag down again. Retort would have a first down.
And Fadden is furious because he does not believe that the call on Joey Nail should have been a block in the back, and I'm not sure I do either. I thought he got around and got in front, but the official from the back line saw it as a block in the back. So this will be a catch for maybe about 5 or 6 yards, and then a penalty marching the Warriors back.
They do mark the penalty off. Does negate a first down. And, I mean, honestly, Mohawk needed that first down the way this is going right now. You set it behind the sticks. Got to try to find some momentum. They have the capability to go punch for punch with any offense, but you can't spot Beaver Falls any yards. You can't spot them really any points either.
So it's a 7-yard gain and then the 10-yard penalty. Clock will not run. It'll run at the snap. Second down, and they're going to call it 12 officially.
Rona looks over the defense. Snap. Rona looks. Rona having to scramble. Rona still looking. Rona is going to fling it and just throw it to get rid of it with pressure coming from Buford as time winds down in the first quarter. So a long Beaver Falls possession, 14 plays. They go 80 yards. Bricks Raw a touchdown run. That's our only score of the game so far. Come on back for the second quarter after this. You're watching high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Nuvie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Second quarter about to begin here at Mohawk High School. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you. 6-0 Beaver Falls in front of the host Warriors as Mohawk facing a 3rd and 13 to begin things here in the second.
And that's where that last play before the end of the quarter really hurts, because Rona able to extend the play, but no one able to get open down the field to even make this a third and more manageable.
Rona with pressure coming has to look down the field. He slings it. Fadden, and he makes the catch, and enough for the first down as he's down to the Beaver Falls 37-yard line.
15-yard pickup, Fadden's second catch, and please tell me how Michael Blackshear did not get a hand on that pass, because it looked like he was right in Fadden's hip pocket. You couldn't have handed it off better to Bobby Fadden than what Rona did. Throwing that on the run, being chased from behind, that was incredible, and a huge Castle conversion brought to you by Castle Asphalt. Castle Asphalt providing commercial or residential asphalt paving for over 15 years, and now we're going to have a penalty coming up. Mohawk maybe broke the record or broke the huddle with 12 members, or actually I think I saw it on sportsmanlike conduct signal given.
I do believe, and it was thrown right away, and it looks like it might be on McKelvey. Nick Nardone's all the way out on the field.
And he's past the numbers. I mean, we don't need to get the Nardone cam like we've had the Stacy Robinson cam and we've had the Coach Nee cam out there, but I think just wanting, rightfully so, an explanation of what was happening. It had to be something that was said, because it was thrown here from the near sideline.
It is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Beaver Falls. So this is going to be another first down, an automatic first down for Mohawk, and it's going to take the ball all the way down to the 22 of the Tigers.
So our cameraman up here, Jay Moan, said he saw number 4, McKelvey, was chirping with the Mohawk sideline, talking with someone on the sideline. Must have said something directed right at a player or a coach or something. Big no-no, and gives 15 extra yards.
Rona with a first down to work with here from the 22. Pressure coming. Rona has to scramble out of it. He trips, lost the ball for a moment, stumbles on it, but he is taken down all the way back at the 40-yard line. That's a loss of 18 yards for Rona, and that's going to bring up 2nd and a mile.
How do you stop an athlete like Jay Rona? You send the house, apparently. They brought way more than what Mohawk could block, an 18-yard loss as a result. And at times, you need to just cut your losses and say, hey, let's try to throw it quickly, throw it away, whatever you have to do. Now it's 2nd down and long. You're just trying to get some yardage back and get yourself back in field goal range at this point now if you're Mohawk.
2nd and 28 for Mohawk as we come under 10.5 to go in the first half. Mohawk trying to tie this one up. Boston, big run up the middle. Boston, Rawl has him from behind, and he's going to get ganged up on. Sims as he's down to the 31. Good get back of some of the yards. It's going to still be a 3rd and long with 10:09 to go in the second.
8 carries for 40 yards now on the evening for Boston. Yes, that does make this a much more manageable, though it is still, 3rd down and 18, 19 to go. But, again, you're just getting positive yardage back. And how about good job by the Mohawk linemen, too? The new point of emphasis, you can't do the brotherly shove. You cannot push your own player. Well, they weren't. The lineman was grabbing and pushing the defensive player who was grabbing and pushing Boston. So we'll see now. What are you looking here, Eric, on 3rd down to try to get a couple more yards and set up maybe a field goal chance here?
They can probably feel comfortable with a field goal opportunity. Be about 48 yards from where they're at now. Rona with pressure again, steps up. Rona looking, fires down the field. It's got Fadden, caught it inside the pylon. Touchdown, Mohawk! What a throw by Jay Rona, 31-yard touchdown strike. And with 9:20 to go until the half, Mohawk's a point after away from the lead.
So he tiptoes the sideline first off, doesn't step out of bounds on the run down the sideline, but then look at this toe tap right there in the corner of the end zone by the front pylon. An early nomination for a Maley Chiropractic play of the game. 3rd and, 18? And they convert for the 31-yard touchdown, his team record, program record, 12th of the year.
That was unbelievable as Wilkins pumps the extra point through, and Mohawk has grabbed a 1-point lead after a remarkable 3rd and 19 touchdown pass from Rona to Fadden. That lethal combo has given the Warriors a 1-point lead. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Congratulations to our first LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Elwood City Boys Cross Country Team as a September LCAP Team of the Month. Congratulations to Coach Nathan Brown and the Elwood City Cross Country Team as our inaugural LCAP Team of the Month. For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic.
Kickoff out of bounds for Mohawk, so Beaver Falls will take the penalty, looks like, and then we'll get.
No, I would take it to 35 when you're normally taking it at your own 20 more often than not. How about this? An 8-play scoring drive, 8 plays, 60 yards on that scoring drive, taking about 5 minutes off the clock yet again. Incredible stuff, and again, scrambling, extending the play as needed by Rona. And Fadden, the awareness, that's just what baffles me, Eric. The awareness of knowing where he was on the field to be able to make that stop, or to make the toe tap, I should say.
You don't see many quarterbacks at this level that can throw with that kind of strength, that kind of arm strength, basically falling away from the pass as he throws it. I mean, that is just remarkable athleticism by Rona. Beaver Falls lines up in their Tight set again. They'll go a little end around this time. It is Harris who has the carry this time, and he's going to get tripped up after a short gain of about 2, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, well, good job to get a hand on him because there was lots of room out in front on that little end around. But they're liking to pack it in, use the big boys, and a variety of carriers, too, to make it happen. That's now the 6th different player to run the football for Beaver Falls.
This was the concern with Mohawk, is a lot of these linemen, again, going 2 ways. And Beaver Falls wanting to run the football. Would this be the matchup? As we're going to get 2 men in motion here for Beaver Falls, and that'll back them up.
Yeah, very creative play calling. We'll give a shout out to our friends at Creative Edge, where design and construction come together with experience. They combine extensive construction experience with creative design processes to make your project a reality. Give them a call at 724-652-1372 for more information.
Clock continues to move here at 8:34 to go until halftime. Again, Anderson will be under center for the Tigers. They stack that line. They go a little counter. It's Harris again. He gets drilled as he gets through the middle. And it's going to be a short gain across the 35 to the 36, a 3-yard gain that time, and that will bring up 3rd down and 9 with 8:12 to play till halftime.
Yeah, committed to the run, though. Committed to the run. There's nothing wrong with that. They're fighting their way back forward. Give me that's a gain of 4 back on that one officially. So 8 carries for 34 yards on the evening so far for Buford. Now here on 3rd and 8, though, one of the first true passing downs that Beaver Falls has faced since that opening drive. Anderson 0 for 4 throwing it so far.
Interesting, too, that Beaver Falls, every skill player has a wristband with the plays on it, too. You don't normally see that a lot.
I think the linemen do as well.
Anderson will scramble, sets, fires, near side, pass caught, McKelvey right near the stick. And he's going to be tackled by Joey Nail. He's about a yard short, so good tackle in the open field by Nail to prevent the first down, but Beaver Falls almost certainly would go for this here on 4th down and short.
McKelvey lost his helmet. He'll have to come off the field, and yeah, the way you've been running, I would go for it too, but now they got to wait and get McKelvey off the field. Stack the box. We'll see if they'll try to get bricks up the middle.
Tight formation again. Anderson on 4th and 1. He's going to go up the middle. Anderson, on the second effort.
Oh, I'm not sure. It's going to depend on the mark.
And the far official came in immediately, and he looked like he was short, but they are moving the sticks.
Yeah, the first effort wasn't there. His second chance, he got across the 45, but then he backtracked. You couldn't tell from our angle if it was on his own or if it was more from the surge and the push backwards, but the forward progress was given enough, and that was why the first down wasn't given on the catch by McKelvey, because he willingly came back across from having the first down to bringing it back. So that's the second 4th down conversion of the game now here for Beaver Falls.
They stay in that tight set with Anderson under center on 1st and 10. Blackshear in motion, gets the handoff, trying to find the edge, and he is going to be drilled as he gets towards the edge by Jackson Chapman.
I think Verdi in there as well, helping to usher him out, but give a credit as well to sealing the edge. Blake Logan, such great talks last week on the offensive front, forced him back inside.
2nd down and 9 for Beaver Falls. There is nothing unconventional about their offense right now. They are just lining up with this big offensive line, these tight formations, trying to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. Anderson fumbles the football, pounces on it, and luckily saves the possession there. That ball was sitting there for a moment. I don't think anybody recognized that it was out, and he was able to sneak in behind the lineman to recover it.
Yeah, bit of a break there for Beaver Falls because one of the Mohawk linemen, so excited to get the penetration right away, basically walked right over the football, and I think it was actually big 66 Alex Chapman who didn't realize until he stepped basically on the pigskin that he had a chance to make another fumble recovery. And here we go again, though. 3rd and 8, same situation you were 3 plays ago.
Let's see if the Mohawk defense can get off the field on 3rd and 8. Ball just outside of Warrior territory. Now Beaver Falls gets back into their spread offense on this 3rd down. Anderson going to sling it down the middle, looking for the big play, and that one is overshot. And we get a flag all the way down the field at around the 30. I'm not sure. I mean, that ball was well overthrown from where the flag was thrown, and it was not a catchable pass either.
But there is no such thing as an uncatchable pass in high school football. And I think they're actually not going to call pass interference. They're going to say holding. And Coach McCutcheon's going to ask for an explanation on this one because that's the second deep pass down the field that there's not been a lot of contact, but they've thrown the flag, both resulting in a first down.
Mike Burkett is losing his mind down on the Mohawk sideline. He is still yelling at the officials after the call. Nonetheless, it's a first down for Beaver Falls at the Mohawk 42. Anderson hands off. Buford stacked up at the line, tries to fight back to the line of scrimmage, and he's gang tackled and will
take your pick.
Yeah, really, they're going to give him about a yard, maybe a half yard.
And you can hear the student section. They're telling you who made that tackle. A.J. Verdi, again, 25 tackles in week 1, or week 0, game 1, I should say. Just an absolute menace at that middle linebacker position in there with 4 or 5 others wearing the feathered helmets.
Officially no gain for Buford. 2nd and 10, 4:30 to go till halftime. 1-point game for Mohawk. Pitch wide to Buford. A lot of room to run. Buford
lost the ball.
And he did, and he was ushered out of bounds on the far side. Did not get the first down. He's about 2 yards shy, 3 yards shy.
Yeah, it looked like he had plenty of room to run. I don't know if he tried to switch the ball from the right hand to the left hand there, maybe, Eric, and when he did, had it squirt out. Not sure what happened, but all of a sudden you see the pigskin flying over the sideline.
3rd down and 3 now for Beaver Falls. They've switched up the corners now. Fadden and Pugh are matched up bottom of your screen. Anderson shotgun on 3rd down. Same play again. The wide pitch. Buford, a lot of room. First down. And he is spun out of bounds on the far side, but another Beaver Falls first down with 4:13 to go in the half.
Another Castle asphalt conversion in the process as well. How about that? The pitch to the short side of the field. That's all about the quick plant that left foot in the ground as the running back and getting upfield as quickly as possible. And now you're going to have just outside the red zone. This will be the 10th play of this Beaver Falls drive. Already have a 14-play scoring drive. They are owning time of possession here at this point.
You're seeing a lot of guys on that Mohawk defensive front go to knees before the play, too.
Can't say I blame them.
Hand off Buford through the middle. Buford picking his way again, and Buford with a move. Got a block late, getting inside the 10, the 5, spinning, diving, and he is going to set up 1st and goal down at the 2-yard line of Mohawk, a 26-yard pickup with 4:01 to go in the first half.
And another first down in the process, and somehow doesn't make it to the end zone. Big blocks up front. Give a shout out to Damian Lee. He's actually playing as an extra lineman right now, as like a tight end eligible on this offensive line.
Buford is going to have to come off the field. He's
not going to make it.
And James, I'll tell you, before that play, he was in the backfield with Anderson, and it actually looked like he had vomited a little bit before the play, so hopefully he's okay. That was kind of scary. Anderson sort of looked at him and was like, questioning if he was okay, and Buford sort of gave him a nod, and you just hope that he's okay, and that's if he got hit hard, maybe just had the wind knocked out of him or something, but he is down on the far side, and that is kind of a scary situation if you're Beaver Falls right now. And not to sound graphic, but, we're just telling you the information. He stood back there, and Anderson had really, kind of got up close to him, and you could, looking at it through the binoculars up here, you could see him, and he was not well. And then he goes and tears off a 26-yard run to set up 1st and goal.
Tending to him still on the sideline. Good to see him get to his feet. Well, I have a moment. Want to give a shout out to Rob Nattel. Unable to. He's not feeling good tonight either. He's under the weather. He stayed home tonight. He's got a new role though. He's still working. How about this? The 21st century. He's running our Newcastle Transit Authority scrolling scoreboard down there.
Excellent job giving everybody the updates.
A couple high-scoring games already. Wilmington 20-14. They're trailing. Newcastle trailing Char Valley 20-13 here. Mohawk a 1-point lead, but on the doorstep in the red zone here is Beaver Falls.
Yep, they are at the 1-yard line. Anderson will be under center again. Man in motion, Anderson. Hands it off. Rawl, second touchdown of the night for Bricks Rawl. And Beaver Falls has grabbed the lead right back with 3:21 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and take their time getting set, and Rawl with a lead blocker, it's almost unfair. His second touchdown of the night, though. First one from 5 yards out. This one from right on the doorstep, a 1-yard touchdown, and Beaver Falls back in the lead, capping an 11-play drive.
They will go for 2 to chase that point after they missed. Dominio Sims is in there as an extra blocker. He was actually out there on the touchdown run. And again, he was number 5 to begin the season, but now wears 60. So not sure if they have to report him or what the deal is with that, but he is in motion. Handed off Rawl, running right, 2-point try. Mohawk's going to stand him up, and it's going to stay at 12-7. So they missed the extra point the first time. They missed the 2-point try to chase the points there, and it stays 12-7 with 3:21 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. Beaver Falls back in front. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty.
Knuckleball kickoff that Fadden will go all the way back to the end zone, and wisely lets that go in the end zone for the automatic touchback, and Mohawk will take over 1st and 10 on its own 20. Bricks Rawl, his second touchdown run of the night, and Beaver Falls in this 2A MAC showdown is back up in front by 5.
How about the time possession on these drives? Beaver Falls' first scoring drive, 6.5 minutes. Mohawk scoring drive, 5.5 minutes. This one, 5:46 from Beaver Falls, capping off the 11-play, 65-yard drive.
Now, you and I talked earlier in the week about what we thought some of our keys to the game were, and I said to you right off the bat, it's the running ability of Beaver Falls and what that's going to do to Mohawk's defensive front and these linemen in general, because, again, most of these guys are going both ways. They're not terribly deep on the lines, more so defensively, but they have been taken to task here early on as Fadden spins away. Fadden keeping the play alive. Great first down run after the catch by Fadden as he gets across the 30 to the 34-yard line. A 14-yard pickup and a running clock at 3:05.
Well, we talked about the education, the brightness of this Mohawk team all around. You kind of alluded to it with Fadden letting that ball go all the way back. That was a run play. 100%, but Rona saw there were 2 receivers, only 1 defensive back on this side of the field, so you throw it to probably your best athlete on the field in Bobby Fadden and let him do his work. That's his 4th catch here of the night.
Just a sophomore, and he is basically taken the record book and shredded it himself in a season and a half as Wagner's in there as the wing. Rona. Ooh. Oh, and he handed it off, and it was Boston who got leveled as soon as he got the ball. That was Damian Lee again getting that penetration and pushing Boston back.
Well, just throwing in Damian Lee and Jacob Jessamine, 285, 270 pounds, those two alone. I mean, you're talking about, again, a team that does not have Samari McCoy. That's another 265-pounder. That's just some beef to move around, and on that play, Mohawk offensive line unable to move anybody.
Yeah, Mohawk has not seen the physicality up front like they have here tonight. They haven't seen the explosiveness or the physicality as Rona's going to spin out of the pocket. Gets set, looks, fires, Rona, and he had 2 guys down the field in Fadden and Retort, but he couldn't connect with either one, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, rolling out to the right, kind of a designed rollout this time. He was looking first for Logan making a comeback right at the sticks, but he had a defender right in his hip pocket, and just really that was kind of a throwaway down the field more than anything. And now here you go. You lose yards on 1st down, can't do anything on 2nd down, third and a long way to go. But again, you already got a touchdown on a 3rd and 18 play. Coach McCutcheon and his staff having to go a little bit deeper into their playbook with some of these 3rd and longs, probably than they would like to.
Rona will operate in the shotgun here on 3rd and 13 from the 31. That is Fadden in motion. Pressure coming, Blackshear, and Rona's going to go down. He was unabated all the way into the backfield, and Rona is down back near the 15-yard line.
And a Pontius Insurance timeout taken by Beaver Falls with 1:38 listed on the clock on the scoreboard. I think Coach Nardone asking for a couple of more seconds to be put on from that, but that's going to be another huge loss. And field position is going to come into play now, too, with still 1 timeout remaining for Beaver Falls.
Beaver Falls has already lost to Neshannock. Mohawk has them final game of the season. Western Beaver still on the schedule for Mohawk as well, so there's still a lot in front of them. There's still a lot to go in this game too, but their offense just has not had the firepower, the explosiveness yet. Just haven't clicked yet. And Beaver Falls, that's all the credit to them because their defense has played this pretty tight here in this first half. They seem like a team that keeps getting better and better as the week goes on, and that is not going to be good news for the Class 2A bracket.
Well, between Beaver Falls and Western Beaver, you could say the same thing.
Oh, and that was tipped at the line as Logan got that punt away, and it's going to be down at the 31. So Beaver Falls is going to get excellent starting field position here. They're best in the night.
And I believe it was big number 25, Deshaun Anderson, who got the hand on it.
He is just having himself a night, and it's not been on the offensive side like we've been accustomed to seeing him put together this season. He's having himself an all-around effort tonight.
So with 1:30 to go, and by far the best field position that Beaver Falls has had here this evening, starting at the 31-yard line of Mohawk. You're right, Anderson, 7 yards passing, 4 yards rushing. That's it.
And he's had a big impact in this game early on. Now he's going to carry up the middle. Anderson trailed and tackled just shy of the first down.
So is that the Beaver Falls coaching staff saying, hey, let's get him back in the ball game on the offense, or is that him himself saying, Coach, give me the rock?
I think that Nick Nardone has drawn up a really good scheme offensively in this game. I mean, it's by design to just line up and pound Mohawk up front. And that has worked for the most part. Anderson to throw it right down the middle, and almost a one-handed catch by Harris. Just out of his reach, and that will bring up 3rd down and short with under a minute to go.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. Harris got a little tangled up as he got his release off of the line. Otherwise, I think he would have had reservations for 6.
Good crowd here tonight for Mohawk, but it is awfully quiet on this side right now. The student section doing their part, but it's been pretty quiet here in this first half. Anderson will have it on 3rd and 3. Pitch wide again. That's Buford. Cut back, has the first down.
He did. I wasn't quite sure. It was close, and the clock will stop momentarily. They haven't given a signal on the field to stop the clock, so they haven't stopped. Now they will. They never gave a signal to stop the clock on the field.
Buford still looks like he's shaken up a bit after having to leave that last drive. Clock does stop with 45 seconds to go here in the first half.
And you know what? They didn't stop the clock because I don't think he was sure they moved the chains. Now they finally do usher the chain gang down the field.
1 timeout for Beaver Falls left.
And now the clock will run.
No sense of urgency just yet from this Tigers team as we're down to 39 seconds. Anderson will look to the pitch. Now he lofts it down the field, and that one is incomplete. And once again, looking down the field for his intended receiver.
And he had it because the little fake pitch kept the linebacker over that way, and he had wide open, and I mean wide open, going down the seam. I believe that is Buford.
That was Buford, yep. So it stops the clock with 30 seconds to go. 2nd and 10.
And here's what's nice. Buford just can kind of meander his way back across the line of scrimmage. Doesn't have to get in the huddle because he's got that little wristband, as do all 10 other Tiger players on the field.
Yeah, that's an excellent job of the coaching staff to give those to everybody. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers offense. Anderson, block, good block by Rawl, throws it down the field, and that is incomplete. Looking again for Harris, I believe, and that will bring up 3rd down with 26 seconds to go.
Now, here's the issue, though, with those wristbands, that you got to make sure you got the right number that you're looking at, because there's some miscommunication. You had 2 receivers right in the same spot, and because of that, you almost get the ball intercepted as a result, because that was a defender guarding the up receiver who actually got the hand on it, not the one who was guarding Harris.
So 3rd and 10, 26.5 to go in the first half. Beaver Falls trying to score for the 3rd time. And that snap is bobbled. Anderson has to pick it up, and then the Mohawk defense, Chapman's going to drag him down. There is still 1 timeout remaining for Beaver Falls. Nick Nardone will call it with 15.2 seconds left. They do not have the kicking game, so this is going to be a 4th down opportunity. They're going to go for it here with 15 seconds to go to close out the half. And this would be a win. Mohawk, remember, will get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get out of here without any further damage done, regroup, that'll be a good way to start the 3rd quarter.
And mind you, coming up at the half, we will have our LGKG halftime show. We'll have both the Beaver Falls High School Marching Band as well as the Mohawk Warrior Marching Band, courtesy of LGKG. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George are. Visit them online, lgkg.com, for your free consultation.
Beaver Falls can get a 1st down by getting down to the 12, so they don't have to go to the end zone here on 4th down on what's going to be 4th and 16. They can get to the 12-yard line, and presumably if they get out of bounds, could stop the clock and then take one more crack at it. You realistically have about 3 chances here with 15 seconds left, but it has to be quick into the sideline.
And you got to get inside the 11 on this play first and foremost to extend the drive.
Yep. The clock would stop on a 1st down momentarily as Anderson will have it 4th down. Going to air it out. Anderson slings it down the field, and it's knocked away. And a hard shot delivered that time by Retort on Blackshear. Retort stuck his hand up, rather that's Fadden, stuck his hand up and knocked that away. So turnover on downs with 10 seconds to go. That's a win if you're Mohawk's defense. Again, no further damage. You get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
And Beaver Falls players asking, is that a personal foul, a defenseless receiver? Fadden making a play on the football. That was a point of emphasis of the officiating. You cannot have a blindside hit or a targeting type foul like that when you have a play like that. If you're making a play on the ball, you're doing the right thing. You will not get penalized.
See what Mohawk opts to do here. They could just take a knee, go to the locker room, and that appears to be what they will do with 10 seconds to go in the half.
Student section wants them to throw it up, the Rowdy Warriors, but they'll be content. Only 3 offensive possessions for Mohawk, 4 for Beaver Falls. A 5-point deficit, though, for the home Warriors here tonight.
2 Bricks Raw touchdown runs, and that is the difference right now. 5 points for Beaver Falls. They lead it 12-7. We're at the half. Stay tuned for the halftime show coming your way next. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
You are now tuned into the Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George halftime show on the Lawrence County SportsNet, featuring performances by your marching bands and recapping the action from the first half of the game.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
The Mohawk Education Association is proud to support Warrior Athletics on the Lawrence County SportsNet and wish good luck to all Mohawk students participating in extracurricular activities this season. Go Warriors! When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the field for your halftime entertainment. The Beaver Falls Area Fighting Tiger Marching Band. The band is being led on the field tonight by Senior Drum Major Raja Sly. The Tiger Band's 2023 program is entitled The Upside Down and features selections from the Netflix original mega hit, Stranger Things. Now friends, try to stay upright in your seats as we travel into The Upside Down. The Beaver Falls Area Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Robbie Good, with Assistant Director Colin McCormick and Color Guard Director Maddie Milan. The band thanks you for your time and your support, and as always, let's go Tigers!
Good evening, and please welcome to the field your 2023 Mohawk Warrior Marching Band. The marching band is under the direction of Mr. Jason Zay, Assistant Director Mr. Justin Adicott, Auxiliary Advisor Mrs. Megan Hunt, and Band Assistants Miss Katie Farrington and Mr. Jack Isaac. We are proud to present you this year's halftime program, All In. The band will take over the field with Uprising by Muse, followed by this summer's hottest concert ticket, Taylor Swift, with her song, Ready For It. We'll take you back to 2000 with NSYNC's hit Bye Bye Bye, and closing out our performance will be the Beatles classic, Come Together. Drum majors, Emma Gallagher and Nolan Motter. Let's start the show!
I was sitting there sweating, so I took it off and I'm cold. I will never forget my question again. Go,
You've been watching the Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly and George Halftime Show, presented by the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly and George, serving the Newcastle area for 90 years. Be sure to stay tuned to the Lawrence County SportsNet for third quarter action coming up after this message from our sponsors.
There is your LGKG halftime show, both bands, Beaver Falls and Mohawk. We hope you enjoyed that. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for a free consultation. Let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. 12-7 the score here at halftime as Beaver Falls is in front of Mohawk. 2 touchdown runs by Bricks Rawl. The difference in this game, Mohawk got a ridiculous 31-yard touchdown pass from Jay Rona to Bobby Fadden for their only score in the first half. These two teams will get set to make their way back out here in the field, and we'll get set for the second half, which hopefully is as entertaining as that first half was. And we'll have some scores for you here from across the region as well. And you can see them there on the ticker on the bottom of the screen. James Dotson will join me here.
Yeah, that's our Newcastle Transit Authority going your way out of town scoreboard right there. And here's a shocker, I think, a little bit for you. How about Union flexing the muscles at home, 39-14 over Rochester at the halftime break. Impressive stuff there from the Scotties. Impressive stuff here. I think the most impressive thing here, Beaver Falls, 7 passing yards, Mohawk, 3 rushing yards. Eric, that was one of the keys I think we talked about before the game, was about both teams showing the balance, Mohawk especially. Mohawk did do a good job running the ball, but 2 long sacks basically negating all that rushing yards that Boston had in the first half.
Yeah, and then the crazy third down play, the touchdown play on 3rd and 19 by Rona to Fadden for the Mohawk score. That is their only score of the night. So Beaver Falls is making their way back out on the field, and Mohawk will be here momentarily as well. It's a crisp night here at Mohawk High School, as temperatures at kickoff were in the low 70s, and they have gone down now into the low 60s. So it has cooled off somewhat pretty well here in this first half. Mohawk will receive to start the second half, so that is key. This WPIAL 2A Midwestern Conference matchup between 5-1 Mohawk and 3-3 Beaver Falls, and potentially just some chaos if Beaver Falls is going to hang on and win. Again, by the way, Beaver Falls, if they do hang on to win, wins for the 700th time in program history here tonight. And they would become the 21st team in the state of Pennsylvania to win 700 games. Aliquippa the most. Actually, Aliquippa and Jeanette are the most in the WPIAL with 775 going into play tonight. Newcastle, Washington, Clareton, McKeesport, and Greensburg-Salem are the other WPIAL programs that have all achieved 700 wins in their history, and Beaver Falls trying to add to their illustrious history as the next one in that long list.
Got a little jig, too, going on from the Beaver Falls Marching Band. Apologies, we just lost our band mic over there. But give a shout-out to both them and the Warrior Marching Band again for their fine halftime performances. Give a shout-out to drum majors Nolan Motter, Emma Gallagher under the direction of Jason Zay. Thank them for their performances, and thanks Matt Laporte, Kevin Rona, everybody here at Mohawk for their hospitality. And you know what? We put the tent up on the roof here, Kevin. I mean, I don't know, Eric. That just means that we are going to be dry. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
You bring it because there was some rain in the area, even though it was down to like a 15% chance. We weren't taking that chance, so we're staying dry. Big shout out to our crew with Jay Moan, Josh on the mic, or Josh producing, excuse me, and Darren Heberlin doing the work. Give a shout out to Rob and Tell back at home working our scrolling out of town scoreboard there on the bottom line as well. But great production crew we have here at LC Sportsnet. Kevin pinch hitting for us as well over there at the Neshannock game. Want to give a shout out Lee Moan. I know he's keeping tabs out of town. A death in the family. We wish all the best to Lee Moan and his family in this time of need. But guess what? Lee also still working. He's watching a game down in Virginia. Herndon at Chantilly, and it's 7-6. Herndon leading at the half in that one. So that's a way out of town scoreboard. But guess what? Newcastle Transit Authority, they're going your way.
I'd be watching football if I was down there too.
Hey, what else are you going to do on a beautiful Friday night down there in the hills? Before we get ready for the second half here in beautiful Bessemer, Pennsylvania, Eric, let's talk a bit about those keys to the game we talked about in the first half. Now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial properties at Works in Progress Paint Services. Well, when you look at the biggest key in that bend, don't break defense, you saw it perfectly at the end there, I think, of the first half, Eric. Mohawk was able to get that stop that they needed. You'd need to get a few more of those because in all likelihood, you're going to see a couple more long Beaver Falls drives going on, 5-6 minutes yet again. You just got to be able to make sure you make that final play and keep them out of the end zone.
They have lined up in tight formations and run the football with effectiveness, and we also said earlier tonight that one of the keys in this game was going to be the Mohawk defensive front and how they were going to hang on. And a lot of those guys, again, going two ways. There's not a ton of depth up front for those teams. These are two well-built rosters. They have two of the bigger 2A rosters in the WPIAL. However, when you can line up and pound the football like Beaver Falls is capable of doing, you have to be concerned that that's going to wear down your defense. And you saw a couple times guys taking knees in the first half for Mohawk before the plays were run. So hopefully they were able to refresh. And Mohawk, at least it looks like on paper right now, they don't need an explosive play. They need to keep the offense on the field and go on an 8, 9, 10 play drive. I think they really need to kind of reestablish themselves up front and kind of take control of this game. They have to prove in this second half that they can handle this pass rush, too, by Beaver Falls, because that was a big problem in the first half.
A little surprising to me when you look at it. Time possession not nearly as lopsided as I thought it was going to be. 14:37 for Mohawk versus a 9:23 for Mohawk. Sorry, 14:37 for Beaver Falls, 9:23 for Mohawk. 74 total yards of offense for the Warriors versus 117 for Beaver Falls. I think also kind of surprising. At least I was expecting a bit of a higher scoring contest, kind of like we're seeing with Wilmington or Elwood City, or definitely that Union game going on right now. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see the air get let out a little bit and start throwing the ball downfield. But it's been great coverage in the secondary on both teams. Anderson's 1 of 9 passing. Rona is 4 of 8 passing.
Nate Toney kicks it away to start the second half. This is returnable for the Warriors. And getting up to the 25 and slipping there is Dante Retort. Rather, that was Bobby Fadden again to the 25. So that's where Mohawk's going to start it, 1st and 10. And we'll see what this offense can do here in the second half. I mean, we know they are a big play waiting to happen, much like this Beaver Falls team, but they have got to do a better job in the second half of protecting Jay Rona. And these receivers are going to have to do a better job at trying to separate. And they can hopefully hit a home run here somewhere.
Well, yeah, Rona's 4 for 8 throwing the football for 71 yards. Guess what? All 4 of those catches were made by number 3, Bobby Fadden. Who else is going to get involved? I'd like to see maybe Boston out of the backfield, maybe a screen, something early to really alleviate the rush, too.
They're going to throw it here on 1st down. That's a little lead screen over on the far side, and a 1st down and some wiggle room for Fadden. As he's going to get up to the 39, they're going to mark him at the 40-yard line. It's a 15-yard gain on the first play of the second half and a 1st down right away.
Well, and again, I think that's a designed run play that they just see that you have more men on the outside for your team than the opposition has. So get it out to your playmaker, make 1 man miss, make 2 man miss, and get out to the 40-yard line. It's only the 6th first down of the game, too, interestingly enough. But then again, Mohawk really only had 3 possessions, their 4th possession being the kneel down to end the first half.
Well, that big beef up front for Beaver Falls gets set here. Malachi West, Damian Lee, they have been problems up front all night. They show pressure here on 1st down. Rona, little zone read. He's going to pitch it. Boston lost his footing, and he is going to lose about 2. Call it 1 yard loss back to the 39, but Rona doing a good enough job to just get rid of that and mitigate the damage.
Right, and because he had the big man coming right at him from the other side, and by the big man, I mean the guy who's not afraid to lay down the lumber, Deshaun Anderson, 5'11", 165-pounder from the outside back position, and if not for the play fake early in the play, I think that would have been an easy sack. Good job, though, like you said, from Rona. He could have lost 8 or 9 yards again. Was wise enough. Boston knew to be there and be ready for the little forward pitch. Only a 1 yard loss instead.
2nd down 11 for this Warriors offense. As we get things underway here in this 3rd quarter. Beaver Falls up by 5. Boston the carry, finds room right side. Gets upfield, and a nice hard run by Boston. He is tackled on the play by Brendan Mulroy. And he is close to a 1st down, so it's going to set up 3rd and manageable as we get down to 10-10 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, 9-yard run. So 10 carries now for 46 yards for Boston. Let's look at the rest of the Doran Concrete starting lineup again. A.J. Verdi checking in, Leighton Wagner checking out, Dante Retort, Blake Logan, no catches for them. Fadden now 5 catches on the day. In the O-line, Alex Chapman, Scooter McPherson, Jack Mays, Dylan Sumney, and Brian Birchfield.
3rd and short, could be 4-down territory possibly here. Rona. Little throw to the outside, far side, and that is going to get wrapped up and go nowhere. And again, a loss. Actually, it is going to be a loss back to the 45, a 4-yard loss. That is Bobby Fadden with the catch again, and it will bring up 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. That's something that you're going to keep your eye on, as I think they're going to send the punt team out here on 4th and 5. That's something you're going to keep your eye on because those bubble screens have worked early on. That time, they didn't even consider covering either of the other receivers on the outside. They went straight for Fadden. Watch for a little pump and go potentially later. If Mohawk's paying attention and have that in their arsenal, it would have been wide open.
You can see up here, too, from our vantage point, a couple guys have slipped as Logan punts that away, and it hits right around the 31, hops into Harris's hands. He takes off running and is dragged out of bounds or hit out of bounds on the Beaver Falls sideline. You can see on the field below us now, Boston had slipped there a couple times on that last drive, and you can sort of see like a dew setting in now on the field. It is grass field, but as the temperature drops here tonight, it was warmer earlier in the day. We did have rain. Some of that water might have held on the field a little bit, and it's going to create a little bit of a slick track here in the second half.
Yeah, it rained heavily overnight. It was 74 during the course of the day, about 67 at a kickoff, and already dropped down to 60. And it's going to continue to drop, maybe another 10 degrees by the time this ball game is over. So, yeah, I think the dew out there on the field at Bessemer could end up playing a big role the rest of the way here.
First possession for Beaver Falls here in the second half. Anderson in the shotgun. Got his complement of weapons with him. Man in motion is Rawl. Handoff Buford. Picks his way for a couple. And that'll bring up 2nd down as he gains 2 rather.
13 carries now for 72 yards for Buford as we take a look at the Doran starters again for Beaver Falls. Bricks Rawl, the 2 touchdowns, 4 carries, 17 yards, and those 2 scores. How about the quarterback, though, Deshaun Anderson? 5 carries, 5 yards, 1 for 9 passing, just 7 yards, but it's all been about the men in the trenches. Tarek Milner, Malachi West, Jacob Jessamine, Damiano Sims, and Damian Lee in there. And I'll tell you what, you've seen a lot of times they've put in a 6th or even a 7th offensive lineman out there, just really saying, hey, we're just going to press right at you. We're going to go run it right down your throats. Can you beat us?
Man in motion is Harris. He's going to get it on the little sweep, trying to get to the corner. Fadden got through his defender, his blocker, and steps up to make a good hard tackle after a short gain, really back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Boston also chased him to the sideline, but that all began with number 11, Joey Nail, fighting through first to move him and really force Harris to retreat backwards and really just threw off the timing of that end around. It's dangerous, though, because as you blitz through there, if you don't get him, you might have the opening right up the alley, but the pursuit from the backside was huge enough to allow them when Fadden the Boston making the play.
3rd down and 8 for Beaver Falls. 7.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Spread formation for the Tigers this time. Anderson trying to keep the drive alive here with a 5-point lead. Going to roll out on 3rd down. Look, set, fires deep down the field. Turning and making the catch into Mohawk territory was McKelvey who came up with the catch. Coverage by Joey Nail, it looked like, and what a job by McKelvey to twist and turn and get that big 1st down on 3rd down.
Incredible. He's got both catches, Zayshawn McKelvey, and that one is, he almost went like a basketball play, as I'm going to demonstrate on our producer here. Kind of almost boxed out as he went and was asking for a ball down on the post, but he's doing it as a wide receiver for that huge gain. 8 plus 23, that's a 31-yard completion.
Raw in the backfield on 1st down. Anderson appears to be changing the play. He will keep up the middle, follows the block initially. A Raw gets right by Nail, and then Nail hangs on to him along with Verdi after a solid gain on 1st down of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down with 7:04 to go in the quarter.
And if you are looking just at a stat sheet or looking at a roster, and you see a quarterback who's listed 5'11", 165 pounds, you're thinking, okay, he's a speedster, he's a quickster, or he's going to be a guy who's throwing, especially at the high school level. He is lowering his shoulder and laying down the boom offensively every play and fighting, dragging forward. He doesn't go backwards at all, and can run it from the shotgun very well. He's done that effectively tonight, but he's also run it very well from this kind of pseudo wing T sort of formation here under center.
Yep, they line up tight again. Anderson under center, motion. Going to run a little counter. It's Harris, and the Mohawk defense is all over it this time. We do get a flag coming in from the back judge. Let's see if that might be for a hold or that probably going to be a face mask. That's what it initially looks like.
Yeah, it looked like one of the defenders got him up high, but I thought he had just a shoulder pad, but it might have been a second one coming in as Wagner's looking for an explanation. Right now it's a loss of 3 as the defense stayed at home, but the Mohawk defense backing up like it's against them. Penalties were a killer last week against Mohawk. 5 for 50 yards in the first half here, and this looks like another one that's going to give Beaver Falls a 1st down.
That is a face mask on the Warriors defense.
A personal foul variety, so it's going to be a half the distance from the 25 to the 12. Puts Beaver Falls into the red zone for the first time tonight. Make sure you stop by the red zone for all of your county sporting apparel needs. Remember, Spirit Sale is a great way to make money for your organization.
1st and 10, Tigers, 6:05 to go. 3rd quarter, they have a 5-point lead. On the cusp here of extending that. Anderson going to keep up the middle. Anderson picks his way for about 3. That'll bring up 2nd down with 5:45 to go, and the clock continuing to run. And that's now becoming a bit of an enemy for Mohawk,
yeah,
too.
It really is.
They're not able to get off the field defensively and get the ball back. Beaver Falls is content to just continue to chew up clock.
And as they should be. I mean, you've already got drives of 6.5 minutes, 5:46 for another drive. This one now has already taken about 3.5 minutes off of the clock, and you're within striking distance again. Now getting another late call in from Beaver Falls sideline. They'll all check the wristbands and see what number it corresponds to. It down to 5 on the play clock.
They may have to call a timeout here.
There it is.
Yep. Nick Nardone will burn a timeout with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. We'll take one as well. You're watching live coverage of Mohawk and Beaver Falls here on the LC SportsNet. Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project. 5:05 to go here in the third quarter. Out of the timeout, Beaver Falls will have it 2nd and 7 and get down to the 2 for a first down. They are not thinking first down, though. They're thinking extending this lead.
Remember, no real kicking game being shown by Beaver Falls tonight as well, so 4-down territory you have to figure the rest of the way here, 2nd and 7 as we come back to the action.
Pugh is to the bottom of your screen. Anderson in the shotgun here on 2nd down. And they'll run again a little counter delay. It's Beauford, and he is going to get stacked up shy of the 7-yard line.
Interesting play there because it almost looked like Anderson wasn't sure what he wanted to do with it. If he wanted to run it himself and then kind of almost like a backwards half-stature Liberty kind of handoff to get it to Beaufort for that short gain. Gain of 2 makes it 3rd down. They got to get it inside the 3-yard line, so about 5 to go here.
Again, can pick up a first down by getting down to the 2. Anderson hands off again. Beaufort picking his way. Beaufort keeping the feet moving, and Beaufort's down at the 5. So they'll be short of the first down. Dante Retort the stop for Mohawk, and that will bring up 4th down.
That's a play call. Basically, you know what the idea was. They're going. They were making it close. Now it's going to be a 3rd down or 4th down and much more manageable. 4th down and call it a long 2 to move the chains here and extend this drive. This is the 9th play of the drive, probably your biggest play of the game right here. We said bend, don't break defense, Eric. Can the Warriors do it?
Would be a big boost if they could get off the field here. 4th down with 3:48 and a running clock to go.
Nobody next to Anderson either.
Nope.
And movement.
Up front, and Beaver Falls is going to go backwards. Deshaun Anderson is fuming after the penalty. There was some confusion on the play call. And he is really giving it to the coaches, too, on the Beaver Falls sideline.
So now they'll get the power game out and put the spread option back in there. As it's going to be 4th down and probably 8 now. So mark it back at the 10. 4th down and 7 officially. Oh, and the second penalty, by the way, against Beaver Falls. The first of the half, 4th total. 4 penalties for 30 yards now for Beaver Falls.
It's actually been a pretty well-played game in terms of penalties. There was the pass interference that led to the Beaver Falls touchdown, but overall, pretty well-played game. They line up in a tight set out of the shotgun again. Is Anderson going to look? Backside pressure. He throws, knocked away, and that will be the hold and the stop that the Mohawk defense needed. It's Bobby Fadden on the coverage. And the Warriors will take over with 3:36 to go.
Well, no turnovers in the game, but you're not going to find a bigger Medore Bonner Law change in possession than that right there. Your bend, don't break defense. You hold them, you keep them out of the end zone, and now Mohawk has the football back. Make sure you protect your possessions with Medore Bonner Law. Flexible appointment hours at Medore Bonner Law. They have a team of experienced lawyers and staff always nearby and ready to help.
Got to figure that there's going to be a lot of pressure brought now by this Beaver Falls defense with Mohawk backed up, but the Warriors get that stop, and they needed it big time as Rona and company will take over. Logan, bottom of your screen, it's Fadden and Retort up top. And Jay Rona out of the shotgun. They got pressure. They show pressure. Here they come. Handoff Boston up the middle. Boston slipped through one tackler initially, trying to find his way behind big Jack Mays up front, and we'll get a couple. Good run on 1st down.
Yeah, don't ask me how, though. He was able to slip through, but the reason why is because you keep the legs moving. That's all that you are taught from the very young age. No matter what, the legs keep on driving. The legs feed the wolf, and the legs keep your momentum going forward and makes what could have been a no gain into a 4-yard pickup.
It's good to get that on first down. That will loosen up that front by Beaver Falls if they can run the ball effectively here. As Rona will hand off again. Boston, they're all over it this time. Big Damian Lee, they're trying to rip at that ball and knock it out. Malachi West also in there for Beaver Falls as Boston, that was rather Sam List who had the carry for Mohawk. Limited action in recent weeks, but he is back. First carry tonight.
Yeah, had a touchdown last week. This one goes for no gain, 3rd down and 6. And let's see what Mohawk has dialed up. I mean, you'd love to see. They ran a draw earlier that was something to really slow down the attack. You'd love to see something like that again, a draw or a screen, something to really slow down this rush, because right now the Beaver Falls defense, especially in these 3rd downs, they've been sending the house.
Yep, they are in stand-up formation again. Nobody with a hand in the dirt. They are bringing pressure from everywhere. As Rona back to pass. Here it comes. Blackshear tried to get it off over the middle, and that was tipped. And that will bring up 4th down, and Mohawk will have to punt it away.
But I do like it. That's the perfect play call. You had expecting the blitz coming. Here it comes. Rona has the screen set up to Boston, and it's just a great play made by Blackshear getting the hand in there and deflecting it. And give credit to Damian Lee. He wanted the interception. The big boy wanted to get in the stat sheet and made the diving effort but could not grab it. 4th down coming up.
Looking to punt it away from his own end zone. It's a high snap, gets away a high Ninja Star style punt that goes out of bounds on the Mohawk sideline, and that will be down, they're going to say right around the 40, let's say the 39-yard line, 38-yard line.
And that's, we didn't get a chance to mention it because they were so quickly back to the line to punt it away, but the last punt was partially blocked, so Logan having to get rid of it quickly, and now with 2 minutes remaining, another great starting field position. Special teams was a key we really didn't talk about, but we expected special teams to be a huge key to this game. When you have a kid like Wilkins, the nephew of an NFL Hall of Famer, should be a Hall of Famer in my mind, in Jeff Wilkins, you're going to get best field position on your kickoffs and a chance to make some field goals yourself. But here so far, it's Beaver Falls that's really slanted the possession and slanted the field to one side. They've had a couple now starting in plus territory.
1st and 10, Tigers, 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, fast-moving 3rd quarter that has pretty much been dominated by Beaver Falls' possession. As Rawl will get the carry, and he is down to the 34, gain of 5 on 1st down. And again, this is the blueprint that Mohawk is trying to follow. Get 4 or 5 yards on 1st down. Beaver Falls is executing it behind that big offensive line.
Yeah, and here's where those runs that were early in the game going for 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 yards, now they're going for 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards every play. Bricks Raw now with 5 carries, and again falling forward as a result. That last drive, by the way, 5 minutes 20 seconds for Beaver Falls, no points, but again, you still get great field position now on this drive after forcing a 3 and out.
Anderson going to keep on 2nd down, left side, picks his way. Deshaun Anderson trying to outrun the defense, and he's dragged down all the way inside the 10-yard line at the 6 of the Warriors. That is going to be a 1st and goal with 1:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. A 28-yard run by Anderson on 2nd down.
And then back in the red zone again goes the Beaver Falls Tigers. He's been quiet most of the night. 7 carries for 12 yards until that 28-yard scamper gets him down to the 6-yard line. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Can you make a stand again? You're going to have to.
That's why those 1st down runs are so imperative to the success here. You just keep wearing them down up front as they hand it off to Beauford, and he is going to get stood up, and they'll give him to the original line of scrimmage. No gain that time. That might be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Beaver Falls does not have to run another play. Action's been on this side of the field the entire 3rd quarter. And Beaver Falls, even though they haven't scored a point yet in the 2nd half, they have controlled this 2nd half through the first 12 minutes. Yeah, they're not going to run another play. That is going to do it for the 3rd quarter. So we'll flip ends. It'll be a 2nd down and goal to go for the Tigers when we come back to start the 4th quarter. It's a 5-point lead for Beaver Falls. You're watching high school football on the LC SportsNet.
At Medor Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medor, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at medorbonnerlaw.com for more information.
BMF Tax and Financial provides businesses and individual tax prep, advising, and consulting. With over 10 years of experience, BMF Tax provides you with big firm expertise with small firm service.
I'm Brandon Fisher, owner of BMF Tax and Financial. Together, we will help you get a better understanding of your taxes and build a relationship along the way. At BMF Tax, I want to take the stress away from taxes and allow you to focus on what you do best.
Call or visit bmftax.com to set up a free consultation. BMF Tax and Financial. Taxes made simple, life made easy.
Fourth quarter here from Mohawk High School. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you as we flip ends, and Beaver Falls in control here. Only up by 5, but in control here with a second down and goal from the 6 as we start the final frame here on what has been a very physical clash between these 2A rivals in the Midwestern Conference.
You saw it on that last tackle. Low man wins, and Dante Retort getting the big stick, but they got to do it 3 more times here in the shadow of their own goalposts.
Anderson tight again. They bring in Sims, extra blocker, handoff Beaufort, right side, push backwards as he gets inside the 5. That is a great tackle by Verdi. And that'll bring up third down and goal.
He's just a tackling machine. Another one of those multi-sport athletes, a 4-year starter on the baseball diamond behind the dish. 2-yard gain for Beaufort. Here's another big play coming.
Third down, third and goal for Beaver Falls. Anderson, they got Sims in, he stays in, and that is goal, and Mohawk is going to recover it. The exchange was not clean. Verdi's the one that comes up with it. And another stand by this Mohawk defense, and maybe now with 11:26 to go, that is going to be the break they need to get the lead back.
Who was the player who came diving right through and basically tackled the quarterback before he could even get rid of it?
And nothing on that exchange was clean. That was an excellent job of pressure by the Mohawk defense. Deep in their own territory yet again, but let's see if that finally is the breakthrough moment in this game that they've needed.
More than anything, too, the crowd's back in it now after that huge defensive stand. Bend, don't break.
11:26 to go. Rona's got the whole field in front of him here, 92 yards in front of him to retake the lead. They bring pressure. Rona slings it far side. Adjustment made. Catch made. And off and running down the sideline, getting by one defender. And he's going to go all the way. It is Dante Retort who takes it to the house. 92 yards. And the lead right back to Mohawk on first down with 11:11 to go.
Well, I was going to say, did we just have the Maley Chiropractic play of the game on the turnover? You see him take it to the house. First off, the press coverage, the defender doesn't get the head turned around, Eric. High point the football, does Retort, makes the catch, and then get off me, and get off me again. I got reservations for 6. Mohawk in the lead, and it looks like they're going to go for the extra point to make it a 2-point game rather than maybe trying to go for 3. Really, probably a smart play. You know that there's no real field goal game for Beaver Falls.
Excellent call to try to, they are going to kick it. I mean, either way, it's you got the benefit here because of, like you just said, Nate Toney not the greatest kicker. Meanwhile, Wilkins is going to kick that one almost out of the stadium. One play, 92 yards. Jay Rona, Dante Retort, Mohawk, a 2-point lead with 11:11 to go in the contest. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the LC SportsNet.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Wilkins pumps that into the end zone for the touchback, so Beaver Falls will take over 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line.
Hey, let's get the easiest drive summary brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. We'll have one play, 92 yards, and it took, off the clock, 15 seconds. A 92-yard touchdown from Jay Rona to Dante Retort. Give a shout out to Joseph's Marketplace. Check out their new cafe and bakery section. Remember, place a to-go order for their bakery or for the cafe at josephsnc.com.
Keep in mind, and we said it, 18-1 all-time is Beaver Falls against Mohawk. There's still an eternity to go in this fourth quarter, but that has energized this stadium after that big play as Anderson will keep it on 1st down. You can just kind of see the amped upness in the Mohawk defense as he's going to gain a couple on 1st down. 2-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 8.
And for the first time, though, the Mohawk defense now with the advantage. They're not playing with a short field. They just did what they did in the second half with 2 short fields, getting a turnover on downs and then the fumble recovery. Now you have 80 yards to go. Obviously, Beaver Falls can do it in splash plays too, but this is a huge advantage for Mohawk compared to what they've had.
Anderson, 2nd down, quick throw, far side, catch made, flag down, near side. That is Pugh who has the catch. He is short of the 1st down. We'll check the flag. It's thrown on the near side, back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was thrown almost immediately at the snap, so that indicates to me it was probably something with like an illegal motion or illegal formation. So while they mark off the penalty, I want to remind you, check out every week the LC SportsNet podcast series brought to you by Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Make sure you give them a call for your delivery of your 5 or 10 gallon jugs, or of course your standard bottles of water. Remember to ask about their custom label options. We got to announce our first Elk Cap Team of the Month, as well as our LGKG Male and Female Athletes of the Month. Make sure you check those out. Congratulations again, Sophia Cavelli, as well as Jay Rona for the athletes, and the Elwood City Cross Country team. We'll see them tomorrow.
2nd and 12 for Beaver Falls. Anderson in the shotgun. He's got 3 near side. Going to roll out this way, come back the other way, throw it down the field, and that one is overshot. He had Pugh and he also had Harris down there, 3 Mohawk defenders in the area.
I think that was intended for Gary Pugh, but it actually ended up being Denari Harris, who almost ran under it, and what would have been a 83-yard touchdown if he had hung on to it.
Yeah, he was way behind the defense.
Wow. I mean, he just came with speed out of nowhere to even get back to it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, again, if that was a miscommunication because you had those 2 receivers in the area. Nonetheless, an impressive run for 2 who has to now run all the way back, does Harris, to get ready for this snap.
So here comes another 3rd down for this Mohawk defense. 3rd and 12 with 10:16 to go. Anderson rolls out again. Pressure coming. He throws. That pass is caught near side. That is McKelvey out of bounds, and he is going to be short of the 1st down. So this is certainly, well, this is a decision here for Nick Nardone because they're deep in Mohawk territory. They're going to punt it away, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. There's still 10 minutes left in this game. Yeah, I think this is absolutely the right call. Punt it away. It looked like McKelvey was going to have enough room to go and get some room. But, hey, also remember, too, they had a punt earlier that turned into a fake with McKelvey on an errant snap and almost led to a block.
That's right, and that was excellent pressure on that punt the last time by Mohawk. See if they bring anybody now.
Or do you play it safe?
Fadden's going to drop back to receive it. It's a high snap. McKelvey gets it away. It's a short punt up in the lights. It's going to hit, take a Beaver Falls bounce, go into Mohawk territory, and be down at the 45-yard line by Anderson with 9:59 to go in the contest.
28-yard punt there with 9:59 remaining officially here in the contest, and Mohawk has the ball with the lead for the first time. How about that? With 9:59 left to go. Coming up after the game, we'll have that Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. Visit Doctors Mitch Maley, Chris Ardro, or Kelsey Bowser. Voted best of the best chiropractor in Lawrence County. A great play usually involves great teamwork. Well, you've certainly seen some of that throughout the course of the day. It's been Jay Rona to Bobby Fadden most of the year, but Dante Retort got involved, to say the very least. His 6th touchdown of the year, certainly one of our top nominees at the moment.
And remember the monster game he had against Union in Week 0, and it's good to see him get back in the home run category, so to speak, as Rona will go a little end around or a counter. Good run. This is Verdi. He is upended by McKelvey, but he gets into Beaver Falls territory to the Tigers 45 and a first down for Mohawk.
And I like that. Again, just some sort of counter, misdirection, because Beaver Falls has been guns a-blazing coming right at you. They ran a draw early, the screen on the previous drive. Opening up the playbook, I absolutely love it. And again, Verdi, not your typical tight end. I mean, that's like putting a Travis Kelce out there or Logan from Washington getting those little inside traps.
Checking to see if Taylor Swift is in attendance since you mentioned Kelce.
I'm sure. I mean, we definitely have had some great music up here. She had to have been here tonight, right?
Rona in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Good snap, handoff, and that's a vicious tackle by Lee. No flag.
Apparently he grabbed the helmet, but not an opening of the helmet.
That's List who had to carry his 2nd of the night. And Lee has been in that backfield all night long. He is just winning his matchup up front with 9:01 to go.
Hey, yeah, I think the Mohawk Marching Band did play a Taylor Swift song, actually. Yeah, are you ready for it? I'll tell you what, I'm not sure Beaver Falls was ready for the long pass to Fadden. They've been going one-on-one coverage, and long pass to Retort, the only catch of the day made by a receiver not named Fadden.
They go 2 safeties now. That little Tampa 2 look. Rona, snap, gonna look. Dumps it off over the middle. It's almost intercepted. Beaufort had his hands on it, just trying to time the throw, and that's gonna bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and Beaufort skied up there to get that as well. 5'11", but he played that one like he was getting a rebound off the glass. And that's the issue. I mean, those screens can work really well, but you got to get it over that first defender. And both times tonight, the blitz right up the gut has been enough to swat it back down in Rona's face. And actually, both of them very close to being picked off.
3rd and 11 from the 46. Play clock down to 9. Rona going to throw it. Far side catch is incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down. He wanted to get that to Fadden, and they just couldn't connect it. It was well covered by Beaver Falls, and that's going to send Logan out to punt it away.
Yeah, I like the idea. I mean, you make that catch, maybe you make a man miss to make a first down. If you don't, you have a chance to consider if you want to go for it on 4th down. But again, I like this here. Punt it away, pin it deep. I would say make sure you don't give any chance for a return. Get the punt off, get it out of bounds, let your defense that's been doing a pretty good job tonight, make it happen.
Logan's going to rugby-style kick this. Good job. Going to bounce up into the hands of Harris. Harris has some space, trying to get to the outside. Gets by Nail, gets to the corner. Harris turns it upfield, and he's strung out of bounds over on the far side. Good return by Harris with 8:11 to go, and Beaver Falls back out to take over. We got an injured player on the field for Mohawk.
Yeah, I hope it's just a cramp there on that far side. Leonard's stretching it out like it is. Our first cramp of the night when we're having the temperature make its way falling down. So while they tend to that, we have to talk to you about the NFHS network and playoffs coming up, Mr. Eric Thomas, because come playoff time, things change a little bit. At Lawrence County SportsNet, we're proud to offer you over 100 high school broadcasts each and every year, live or archive, for free. However, that is not the case come the playoff time. NFHS Network is the one who owns the rights to the WPIAL and the PIAA playoffs. To be able to watch those games live or archived, you have to pay a subscription service. We are a member of that, so we are able to at least broadcast them, but you cannot watch for free like you are right now on our website or on Facebook Live. You have to be able to go to NFHS and pay their subscription fee. We're hoping, sponsors, please help us out. We're hoping to be able to give a free audio option, but that's going to cost some dollars to make it happen for each game. So please reach out to us on social media. Send me an email, jdotson@lccap.org. We want to get these games on the air. We want people to be able to watch them. Well, you can't do anything about watching. They're going to have to be pay-per-view, but we can at least hopefully give a free audio option for everybody out there. Please help us make that happen.
1st and 10 for Beaver Falls. Blackshear in motion. He gets it. Little sweep. Trying to get to the corner. Does. And he will pick up about 4 on first down. So that'll bring up 2nd and 6. Quick note, you saw this young man last year in the state finals. Alex Irby, the quarterback of Steel High, who defeated Union last year for the state title, became the state's all-time leading passer tonight as he passed Brett Bumball of South Fayette for, I believe that's where he went to
South
high school.
Fayette, yep. I saw Bumball and a couple guys after him who were also just incredible throwers of the football. And Irby, when you're a 4-year starter at quarterback, that means something pretty good. As we got lots of motion, not sure which direction to go. And penalties were an issue against Mohawk in the first half. They're clean in the second half, but that's the 3rd penalty against the Tigers here in the second half.
Steel High from the central Pennsylvania part of the state near the state capital of Harrisburg. Pretty good chance that the state's top 2 passers after next season are both going to be in the Harrisburg area because Bishop McDevitt's Stone Saunders is going to make a run at that record as well.
What year is he now?
He is a junior, and he has already verbaled to Kentucky, so he's got a chance. Believe he's a junior. I have to look that up officially.
I think he was just a sophomore last year when they beat Aliquippa in the championship. It sounds familiar.
Probably going to see a lot of those familiar names this season as that pass is tipped and it's intercepted. It is Justin Boston who comes up with the interception, tipped at the line. And the Mohawk defense with 7:01 to go gets another stop, this time in Beaver Falls territory.
Give credit to number 11. Making the tip on the end is Joey Nail. Skied up there, tipped it, and another diving interception, his 2nd in as many weeks. It's another Medore Bonner Law change in possession.
So now, short field. And keep in mind, Wilkins is, if they get to around the 30 or so, is in big-time play here because a field goal at this stage, Beaver Falls has to be thinking touchdown anyway with no
kicking game of their own.
Threat to kick. Mohawk's going to line up in a tight set here on 1st and 10. And they will try to go quick hitter with Boston, and he trips and falls right at the 35 at the line of scrimmage, so no gain.
And he had some room there, too.
A field goal here would be huge. You could at least attempt a field goal if you got close if you're Beaver Falls, but if Mohawk can at least get 3 out of this, that takes that completely out of the equation.
Yeah, it's tough because Beaver Falls has not shown much of a kicking game here tonight, but yes, they have attempted one, so it means that, they have to be at least willing to try one at some point. You're at least forced to make it definitely a touchdown. Right now, I think you're just saying ball control, run some clock, get a couple of first downs, and make things interesting.
Beaver Falls showing pressure. Mohawk in that tight set again with Rona under center. Movement up front, it looked like Boston trying to slip around the left edge.
Yeah, it was moving on to the defensive line. The Bill Belichick style play where the D line kind of shifts at the last second, trying to draw a false start. A very, veteran offensive line of Mohawk not falling for it. We're past the midway point of this 4th quarter, and it has been a dandy. Still loads to figure out, and we have a lot of extra shirts up here. I have a feeling we might have to give some extras the way this is going. I think we're going to run this down and ask for a timeout here, Eric, and probably not a bad idea to take your first Pontius Insurance timeout. It'll be about 5:25 remaining when they do.
Yeah, Beaver Falls, no panic either. They know that they can, if they get the ball back, they can run 1 or 2 plays and be right in the end zone. That timeout is going to be called by Tim McCutcheon and Mohawk, so we'll take one as well. 5:27 to go. We got a good one. Come back for the final closing minutes here on the LC SportsNet.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day? You guys ready?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Mohawk ready to go here on 3rd and 8. 2-point lead for the Warriors with 5:27 to go in what's turned out to be a classic, a slugfest here at Warrior Stadium as Rona's going to take the shotgun snap, pump throw, caught by Retort. Retort first down, makes a man miss. Dante Retort inside the 5, and that'll set up 1st and goal all the way down at the 1-yard line. A 32-yard catch and run.
And I'm sorry, but there's got to be a flag at the end of that play for a horse collar because they may have just lost Dante Retort as a result. He gets dragged down from the back of the jersey, and they are emphatic, cannot believe that there's not been a flag thrown at the end of this play. But let's talk about the play. We looked at it earlier, Eric. It was a couple of those screens that were almost jumped on the route and picked off by Beaver Falls earlier in the game. What do they do here? They fake the bubble screen. I don't know if they drew it up just on the dirt in the sideline or if they had that in their arsenal, but that was the play that I wanted to see them run, and they ran it to perfection. Watch it again as we see Retort trying to make his way off of the field.
Yeah, Retort's telling the guys that he got twisted around at the end of the play.
Oh, he definitely did. But watch what it here on this replay. You're going to fake to Fadden. Everybody comes running up, and wide open is Retort. Makes one man miss and gets down inside the 1-yard line, 1st and goal.
5:19 to play, and Mohawk trying to tack another one on. And boy, oh boy, is that extra point, if they score a touchdown, massive at this point.
9.
They're going to line up tight. Rona will be under center. He's got Boston and List in the backfield. Man in motion. They push him in. Jay Rona is in the end zone for the touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by the senior quarterback with 4:58 to go. It's an 8-point lead for Mohawk.
And a huge extra point coming now from Wilkins to make it a 2-possession game. Just the easy QB sneak. Retort got him down there. Rona punches it in with 4:58 left to go. Mohawk, a couple of fourth-quarter touchdowns, and it's the big play from Dante Retort.
This is as big of a kick as it gets for Josh Wilkins. Fadden to hold it. Here comes the pressure around the corner, and Wilkins, as expected, is up and true.
Yeah, he's now 31 for 32 on the season.
Mohawk, the turnover, Justin Boston. Jay Rona, Dante Retort, they strike again. It's a 9-point lead for Mohawk. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the LC SportsNet.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Complete 180 from what we saw just 12 minutes ago in this game as Wilkins is going to just pump this thing into the end zone.
Hey, ask Jay Moan. He saw it a couple of weeks ago. The play of the game in that one was literally a Wilkins kickoff that landed about 5 yards past the back line of the end zone. He does his job. He's made his 3-point afters. It's a 2-possession lead with 5 minutes to go.
4 touchbacks tonight. He's got 33 on the season at 25 a season ago. That is a weapon. If you can continually just put teams deep in their own territory at the 20. Now a 9-point deficit for Beaver Falls. And they are going to have to get 2 scores here. They're going to need 2 touchdowns with the inability to kick. Anderson will operate, and we get a whistle and a false start on Beaver Falls.
4th penalty against the Tigers, all pre-snap penalties in this second half.
Anderson just walks back, clapping his hands. Again, you go back to the only time Mohawk has won in this series, 2000, a 3-point win. That snapped a 14-game win streak by Beaver Falls. They've played a couple of close games, but not many. This has been a series dominated by the Tigers. Anderson fires on first down. Pugh adjusts and makes a great catch to the 25 on a 10-yard pickup. So that's going to bring up second down and 5 with 4:44 to go.
And now, yes, time becoming the enemy. You felt like just a couple minutes ago you said time is becoming the enemy for Mohawk. Now it's a complete flip of the script, and 2 timeouts still remaining for Beaver Falls. Still plenty of time. Again, you can score very quickly. This team for sure can.
Anderson throws again. Pass is caught over on the far side by Pugh right near the sticks. He will have enough for the first down. Rather, that is Blackshear, beg your pardon, who makes the catch. And he does have enough for the first down. So with 4:20 to go, the sticks move. Beaver Falls go into a more of a hurry-up offense now.
How about that? Those are the first 2 catches made by someone not named Zayshawn McKelvey.
It's been a rough night throwing the ball. Anderson's not been the most accurate this season. He is the best option that they have had. Caden Brickner is injured and unavailable tonight. He would be the backup, and he only has 10 attempts on the season. As Anderson's going to roll out, get set, fire, down the field. Contact, no flag.
Yes, there is.
There is. That comes in late. That was intended for Harris, overshot him.
Yeah, a good call. Definitely turned the receiver. The issue, again, is, if this isn't high school football, that's no penalty because it's an uncatchable pass. However, again, no such thing as an uncatchable ball. Now, sometimes some officials will kind of use the uncatchable analogy, even though you're not technically supposed to, on things that are really, obviously there was no way anything was going to happen, but that one definitely within the realm that you have to give that penalty. That's the 4th first down that Beaver Falls has gotten via the penalty today.
If you see a pass out of bounds, a lot of times you might go with that uncatchable, but not in that case. That was a good call. As Anderson, a little short drop, going to step up in the pocket, fire on the run down the field, and that one is overshot again with 3:41 to go.
Clock does stop, though, and I'm going to have some fun with these numbers after the game because 15 first downs right now for Beaver Falls, 8 for Mohawk. Total yards, that 92-yard gain touchdown certainly is going to help the numbers for Mohawk, but total plays and total yards has got to be huge in favor of Beaver Falls. When they lost to Neshannock, they had like 360 yards compared to just 130 for the Lancers, but somehow Neshannock, with the defense, got the win. Very similar script going on right here for Mohawk.
Anderson a pass on second down. Steps up again. Pressure. He's going to go down. There's the Mohawk defense once again. Joey Nail is in there for the sack along with Jackson Chapman for the Warriors.
Those two have been such stalwarts defensively all year long. Nail now with 3 sacks to go along with 3 interceptions. He deflected the pass that led to the Boston interception tonight. Chapman, give him credit for a half sack as well. He's got 3 coming into tonight. Those two, especially from the linebacker position, have just been so much fun to watch. 3rd and 13 now coming after the sack.
4 down territory, obviously, for the Tigers. They're down by 9 with 3 minutes to go. Pugh, bottom of your screen. 3 receivers, top of your screen.
And tick, tick, tick goes that clock.
Yep, no real sense of urgency just yet as Anderson retreats the pass. Pressure coming. He steps up. Anderson gets a block to the outside. He's going to be well short of the first down. They're going to have to go on 4th down regardless, but it's going to be 4th and about medium distance.
Yeah, he picked up 6 yards, call it 4th down and 7. Chapman was chasing them from behind. Stratton finally ushered him out of bounds. And this is basically do-or-die scenario for Beaver Falls. They need to get this conversion, need to get to the 44-yard line of Mohawk to move the chains and keep this game alive and keep really their conference championship hopes alive. The 3-time defending WPIAL championship appearance Tigers running out of time.
Trying to find that championship medal that they have tapped into the last 3 years. 4th and what might be the ball game. Anderson throws. The pass is incomplete. Joey Nail stepped up for the coverage. McKelvey couldn't get underneath of it. And the Mohawk defense holds once again. They will take over with 2:38 to go and a chance to ice this game.
The second half possessions for Beaver Falls. A 9-play, 5-minute drive ends inside the red zone with a turnover on downs. The next drive, 5-play drive, a fumble inside the 5-yard line. Next possession, 3 and out. Next possession, 2 plays and an interception, and now another turnover on downs. Bend, don't break, a couple of key turnovers, key turnovers on down. The Mohawk defense that gave up 40 points in week 0 to the defending state runner-ups in Class 1A. What do they do tonight? They put on a clinic defensively and are 238 away from getting a huge, huge win here in Bessemer.
Now, if we could give a coach of the game, Mike Burkett's defense has been awesome tonight, especially in this second half. Whatever he told those guys at halftime is Rona hands it off, and it is Boston who's going to lose yardage. Beaver Falls going to call a timeout with 2:33 to go. We got a flag that comes in well after the play.
And right now, I mean, if you're Mohawk, no penalties. Don't give them anything to work with. All you care about is holding on to the football.
This might be on Beaver Falls, and if it is,
it's a first down.
Yep. The initial signal, one of the officials had pointed in Beaver Falls' direction. We're going to get some clarity on this here.
Right now, it's a 4-yard loss from the run for Boston, 3-yard loss. I think they're going to mark it forward and backwards. I think they're getting it on both teams.
Yep, offsetting penalties. And a good job, by the way. Beaver Falls stayed out on the field. Tim McCutcheon yelled for his guys to get off the field, come over to the sideline.
Yeah.
Don't say anything else. Just get over here. Let's talk about it, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. And that's an excellent job by McCutcheon to make sure nothing further after that play happened.
And they're moving the chain, so it looks like it will be 15 yards marked off against Beaver Falls.
It's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Tigers. So it is 15 yards. Now we got that's the only penalty they called, so no offsetting. So it's an automatic first down for Mohawk, 2:33 to go, takes the ball into Beaver Falls territory. That's a moot point with a 9-point lead, but still short field. You've given up the first down, you've given up the yardage. And again, you put Wilkins in play at some point if they need to go to it here the next 2.5 minutes.
Again, 2-possession game. I think at this point you're just going to hang on to the ball, 4 downs. I mean, run around, pin them deep if you have to, do whatever you can. But step number 1, don't fumble the football. Just hold on to it. That's all you're saying right now. 2 hands on the football the entire way. Now, the scoreboard does say that timeout was still credited to Beaver Falls. I believe that should be the case because the clock would have run anyway.
Correct. So Rona will hand off. It's Boston trying to get around the end, and Rawl is going to drop him at the 40. And that was Sam List, I beg your pardon.
And again, they're not worried. I mean, Sam might not like that the stat line's going to get a couple of negative yard rushes there, but in the end, you're not worried about the yardage. You're worried about the time and holding on to the football, and that play takes about 10 seconds off the clock, and that is the final timeout taken by Beaver Falls. Why don't we take one more here as well while they get ready for this next play with 2:22 left here at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
2:22 to go in this one. Mohawk trying to salt this away with a 9-point lead after that personal foul penalty and then the run by List. They will line it up 2nd and 13. Fadden at the bottom of your screen. Rona has his extra blockers in there. Verdi going to move from right to left. Jay takes the snap. List, good run by List, trying to get out of the arms of Jessamine. And he is going to extend that run a little bit. Good hard run by List. Just what they needed on 2nd down. Clock's going to move down to 2 minutes. They can snap it with about a minute and a half to go if they choose to.
And Jessamine the main part of it is that Jessamine goes and he's trying to rip it away. Keep the legs going. See that? 2 hands on the football. That's all they're caring about right now. And I'll tell you what, 3rd and 5, if I'm a Mohawk right now, I'm bringing that hard count. I'm bringing the hard count right here, see if we can get the free first down, and the game would be over with the first down here.
They would not have to run another play. You are correct, sir. As Logan and Fadden go out to the top of your screen. Verdi on the left side. Rona snaps it, 1 second to go. List, it's going to be a first down from Mohawk anyway as he dives forward to the 25-yard line, a gain of 7. And the Warriors are going to pick up a massive win. The first time since 2000 that they will defeat Beaver Falls.
And only the second time in 20 all-time matchups that the Warriors defeat the Tigers. And you can tell what this means to the area of Bessemer, to this team. Huge excitement for this program coming into the season, especially turmoil to begin the year last year, a lot of chaos, a lot of craziness, all that thrown aside now as they're just a kneel down or 2 away from bringing home the victory here in Mohawk.
Still have a lot of football left ahead of them this season as they've got Freedom and then the back-to-back with Western Beaver and Neshannock. But boy, oh boy, what if this continues? Does that set up the final week of the regular season if Neshannock and Mohawk keep this going? What an impressive come-from-behind victory by Mohawk tonight. The final 20 seconds off the clock. The team starts to celebrate. There's no need to run another play. And the Mohawk Warriors rally tonight behind a stout defense, behind a big play from their star quarterback and one of their best playmakers to knock off Beaver Falls tonight, 21-12. They go to 6-1, 4-0 in the MAC. They continue to be in the driver's seat of the MAC Conference. What a win tonight. What a performance. You think about where this team was when Tim McCutcheon took over. He was 1-17 his first 2 years. They turned it around a little bit. 14-7 after that. The hazing situation last year and trying to rally everybody and get into the playoffs and finish 4-5 last year, but not where they wanted to be. This is one of the biggest wins of his coaching career, if not the biggest in his young tenure with Mohawk. What a victory tonight by this team.
It was absolutely incredible. We're going to have a fun time breaking it down. We're going to need a break just to figure out our post-game awards here. This is a phenomenal performance and a phenomenal night here in Bessemer. Party in Bessemer for the second time ever. Mohawk defeats Beaver Falls 21-12, your final score.
Take a timeout. We'll come back with the post-game show after this. You're watching live coverage of high school football on the LC SportsNet.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Sophia Cavelli of Neshannock Golf as the September LGKG Female Athlete of the Month. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Jay Rona of Mohawk Football and Golf as September's LGKG Male Athlete of the Month. Congratulations and best of luck to Sophia Cavelli and Jay Rona, your LGKG Athletes of the Month.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, my doctor wanted me to go to his physical therapy, which was out of town, and I chose Washington Center Physical Therapy.
The availability is absolutely amazing. When we call to get an athlete in, we get them in the exact same day.
I see many patients preoperatively for orthopedic surgeries. Those patients who use Washington Center have the best outcomes.
The bottom line is Washington Center Physical Therapy is your best choice for physical therapy.
Call us at Washington Center Physical Therapy, serving the community for over 20 years.
Monumental win for Mohawk tonight as they defeat Beaver Falls 21-12. They come from behind and do it in style in the second half, holding Beaver Falls scoreless in the second half. James will have the final stats for you here in a minute. We'll get you our play of the game and our player of the game. I think, unless you've missed this game entirely, I think you pretty much know what the play of the game is going to be. But regardless, what a win for this team. I said it right before the break. This is probably the biggest win for Tim McCutcheon as the coach of this team. Maybe you could point to the first win last year after they had their little shutdown. I don't know, but what a win. I mean, this is a team that had really no chance in this series for 23 years.
Yeah.
And they rally tonight. They hold this team scoreless. They keep that firepower and that power rushing attack that Beaver Falls has thrown out their teams. They keep it at bay for the final 24 minutes. This game was dominated in the second half by Beaver Falls. Time of possession was becoming a big factor. Doesn't matter. Get off the field on third down. And go back to before the half. Remember when Beaver Falls had the ball inside Mohawk territory and didn't get points?
Which time? They did it twice.
In the first half, before
the half. Okay, yes.
And did not get any points out of that before the halftime. And we said then that was a huge win if you're Mohawk, even though you couldn't have enough time to go back and score on your own. Just the fact that they got off the field with their backs up against it. If that's 18-7 at halftime, I don't know if 21-18 happens, but that makes it all the more difficult for them to rally, and that was a huge, huge stop there at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you're right. The momentum swing. You're absolutely correct. I mean, that's one of the many different things you could talk about for the play of the game just because of the fact of how momentum swinging that play in particular was and getting that stand. They were down inside the 10, I believe, down in that one. You then, to start the second half, you go offensively, you get one first down, but then 3 and out after that. And, this could be a little dangerous, especially when Beaver Falls drives 9 plays right down the field, Eric. But they get the turnover on downs inside the 10-yard line. Mohawk pinned deep, starting inside their own 10. They go 3 and out again. Beaver Falls looks like they're going to punch it in. They've held the ball for over 8 minutes of the third quarter. But then you get the huge player sneaking through the gap, disrupting the handoff, A.J. Verdi getting the fumble recovery, and one play later, talk us through again that touchdown from Dante Retort. Just incredible. One of the best plays you're going to see this year.
Yeah, it really was, and we'll see it here on the replay.
I'll have to pull it up. Give me a second. I will find it, though.
But we were looking at this Mohawk team backed up on their own, inside their own 10-yard line, 8-yard line, 92 yards in front of them. And then just an excellent pass by Jay Rona to the far side of the field. Retort high points the ball. He makes a great adjustment to make the catch. The catch itself was awesome from Retort, but then his ability to catch it, get set, and take off down the field and turn on the jets. And Beaver Falls has speed all over the place. They had a guy trying to trail the play and make the tackle, and Retort just turned on the jets another level and took it to the house, and this game completely flipped on that play. I mean, that catch was just – I mean, that's one of the better plays that you're going to see from this Mohawk team all season long. McKelvey had the chance to track him down, but Retort just had another gear, and that was it.
92 yards to the house. One of the longest touchdowns in Mohawk Warrior history, to say the very least, as well, but definitely one of the most impressive that you're going to ever see either here in Bessemer. And then the icing on the cake, the next drive after they get a punt from Beaver Falls. They trade punts, actually, at that point. And they end up going down the field after getting an interception, a diving interception. First off, Joey Nail got the hand on it, and Justin Boston making the diving catch. But then they go the play we were kind of hoping for, a fake on that bubble screen, kind of a little mini wheel route to retort, gets dragged down inside the 1 yard line, but ends up punching it in on the next play. The insurance making it a 2-score game, and from that point, then the defense could really rear back and get what they needed to do down the stretch to secure the win.
This defense, you really can't say enough of them tonight. I mean, the play, the Verdi fumble recovery, Nail was fantastic defensively. Boston had the interception. He had a rough night running the football, and we kind of knew that he would because this defense has been so good for Beaver Falls. They're so big up front, but he made up for it in a million ways on defense with that interception. And you just think about how this game, and, Nick Nardone is an excellent coach, and he really questioned himself a lot after that WPIAL championship loss last season, saying he didn't do a good enough job calling the plays, and he says he's more of a high-tempo type of coach. He wants to have fluidness in his offense and sort of run it at a faster pace. Tonight, they did the right thing by coming out here and trying to pound the football behind their big offensive line. Sure, they don't have their best offensive lineman, but they did the right thing by coming out and trying to pound that football. And ultimately, what that does, they don't capitalize, and that keeps Mohawk in the game. And I wonder, from a guy who says he likes to have an up-tempo style and just kind of go, and fire the plays off and get him out there and run, would he have done anything different if he knew that was going to happen tonight? Because in his mind, he's thinking, we're going to just pound the football at these guys. We're going to wear them out. Then we're going to hit a big play here or there.
The big play never happened.
And it never happened. And the Mohawk defense, just like they kept saying, all right, we're back on our heels. We'll just make a play. We'll make a play. At that point, you only need one play.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to worry about, overcompensating or playing a defense different and giving up the big play. You just have to get one stop, and every single time they got one stop.
We need to take one more break here, but we'll come back. We'll get you the final numbers and our awards. We'll step aside. It's Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, my doctor wanted me to go to his physical therapy, which was out of town, and I chose Washington Center Physical Therapy.
The availability is absolutely amazing. When we call to get an athlete in, we get them in the exact same day.
I see many patients preoperatively for orthopedic surgeries. Those patients who use Washington Center have the best outcomes.
The bottom line is Washington Center Physical Therapy is your best choice for physical therapy.
Call us at Washington Center Physical Therapy, serving the community for over 20 years.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
So many great ways that our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership, improving the quality of life in and around Lawrence County. Have you ever wanted an exciting career working with children? Well, LCAP Early Learning is looking for you. Apply online today at lccap.org/join-our-team. And remember, early learning at LCAP helps your little one blossom. There's immediate openings in childcare and preschool classrooms across the county. 21-12 as we'll bring Eric Thomas back in. As we wrap this one up, actually, before I bring him back in, I'll read a couple of numbers for you. Jay Rona finishes the day going 11 for 16 for 200. Did I do that right? 9 for 16, excuse me. 9 for 16 for 206 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Also ran a touchdown. Justin Boston, 14 carries for 49 yards. Leading receiver Bobby Fadden, 6 catches for 83 yards. But Dante Retort, the 2 catches leading in yardage. 2 catches for 124 yards. And pretty obviously our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award recipient. The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership and Maley Chiropractic are proud to honor today's Play of the Game, going to Dante Retort of Mohawk. Video of tonight's play may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. Congratulations to Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Dante Retort, he just received his customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Eric, our player of the game, that was a tough one. You could have given 10 shirts out there of everybody doing their job and doing it well. But there were 2 big-time performers on the defensive side of the football that stood out, that we call their names a lot, and just so happened they got a couple big turnovers as well. A.J. Verdi and also Justin Boston, they come up with the 2 biggest plays of the game. And it was the interception by Boston and the fumble recovery deep in Mohawk territory by Verdi that set up the touchdown that Retort scores to ultimately become the game-winning play. So those 2 are going to be our MVP insurance MVPs of the game. I'll throw an honorable mention out there, too, about the Mohawk offensive line because they really buckled down and protected Jay Rona late in this game, which they needed to do. And then List had a couple of big holes when they were icing the game, too. So shout out to those guys, too, because they played a tremendous final 12 minutes of this game. But Boston and Verdi, our MVP insurance, is proud to present the MVP of the Game Award to Justin Boston and A.J. Verdi of Mohawk. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Boston and Verdi as tonight's MVPs of the game. Both will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's MVP of the game. To see the full list of this year's game MVPs, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click MVP of the game. Congratulations to Justin and AJ for being named tonight's MVPs of the game. MVP Insurance. Call MVP for the win. But again, the offensive line, though, too. I mean, that's a great choice. Great call.
If we can give an honorable mention award out, it's got to go to those guys because the last 13, 14 minutes or so of this game and the way they protected Jay Rona and turned the game kind of flipped, and it's exactly what they did last week when they struggled early. They just got right behind that offensive line at Elwood City and said, forget it, we're going right down the field and we're going to take this game over.
And they certainly did, and it was like Elwood City and like the Laurel game a couple weeks before that. Just the offensive line doing their job moves Mohawk to 4-0 atop of the Midwestern Athletic Conference. Taking one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard presented to you and brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. Make sure you get a final on the Shannock. Believe they are also going to be moving to 4-0, so we're getting closer and closer to that potential Week 9 matchup between the Warriors and the Lancers. How about that one in overtime? General McLean 42-34 over Wilmington in a non-region game. 2 great games the last 2 years between the Lancers and the Greyhounds there in that one, and it is a 35-0 final from the Shannock over Freedom. So no big surprise there for sure. Beaver Falls, though, 3-4, 2-2 in the MAC, they still have games against Elwood City and Freedom at home before finishing at Western Beaver. How's that going to be for a crazy game on a Saturday afternoon to end the season? It's going to be potentially, the way things are looking right now, that could be a battle for third place, could be a battle for a home field potential game.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key now because division title seems like it's going to be out the window. Mm-hmm. Don't see anywhere where Mohawk and Neshannock are both going to lose twice. One of them is going to have to lose to the other, obviously.
Right.
And Western Beaver is still going to be a factor in this because Mohawk has to play them yet. So keep an eye on that one before they play Neshannock. And that's going to be a tough situation if you're Mohawk because you're going to have to give it your all against that Western Beaver team. Then you got to turn right around and go play Neshannock, which could be for – who knows? Top seed, could be for a conference championship, whatever the case may be. But they definitely get the tougher of the two schedules having to go back-to-back with those two teams. But, if you're Beaver Falls, you just have to kind of get behind that championship pedigree. And I know he's going to be a really good player, but Deshaun Anderson is going to have to become a alpha male quarterback for this team. He needs to be a take-charge kind of guy, and we just haven't seen it from him yet. He's shown – potential. He's shown spurts of it for them. They still have the pedigree. They still have the coach. They still have plenty of the weapons from last year, but they have got to be better at that position and have him be able to take over a game if they need to.
5 of 18 passing tonight, a interception on the night, 5 of 18 for 59 yards. He finished with 33 rushing yards in the game. Detallion Buford leading the way with 79 yards on the ground, and Brooks Rawl, the 2 Beaver Falls touchdowns. As we wrap things up here in beautiful Bessemer, Pennsylvania, it's quite beautiful when it's a Mohawk win here for the home team. And I'll tell you what, look at the crowd that's still there outside of the locker room. People do not want to be going home tonight here, Eric.
No, it's going to be one that they're going to remember for a long time, and who knows what this team's going to do the rest of the way. But they took a big, big step towards becoming a conference champ and potentially getting home games in the WPIAL playoffs. And, you have to come here and play this team and this offense and how explosive they are and their can't-die attitude. That's going to be tough for anybody, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and playing on your home turf will be great. So we're going to wrap it up. 21-12, your final score here from Bessemer. I got to give a big shout-out real quick to Matt Laporte, the athletic director here. He's still working hard down at field level. He gets us all set up here. Big thanks to him and Kevin Rona, the assistant AD, for all that they do for us here. Big shout-out to our crew tonight, of course, Darren Hebel and Jay Moan. And I got to give a shout-out to Rob Nattel doing the scoreboard from afar, his first time doing it, and he was a champ. Big thanks to you, Rob, for all your help. And the entire SportsNet crew has been awesome. And make sure you please thank these great sponsors that we have, because without them, we're not able to get the coverage of a great game like this on the air here at LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP. So big thanks to all of them. Please go visit them, attend these restaurants, these insurance agents, and let them know you heard about them right here, because they're the reasons why we have these games on the air.
I couldn't say it any better. What a great game it was tonight. What a great night for Mohawk. And we'll see them again in a couple weeks. And, let's hope they can keep shoveling towards that showdown with Neshannock. If both are going to keep doing what they're doing, we got a good one coming up in Week 9.
Yes, we do. So with that, for my broadcast colleague Eric Thomas, I'm James Dotson saying so long, and stay tuned tomorrow morning, cross country and more great football and volleyball action coming your way next week on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.